So it's just a little bit of it's a financial expense, but like I said, it's worth it. The money that we spend on making sure that our families are near us. Yeah, we could trim it all out and probably, really, optimize our, our costs that go into a show. But, we have some really great people around us that are older than us, that have kids of their own, that would say it is totally worth it to be, make sure that you spend the money, spend the time to keep your kids and your family close to you when you do this job. And so that's what we're doing. They're out with us right now. My oldest daughter is at a park, locally. And my mother-in-law's out on the road with us to kind of help us juggle the two kids. I just got off the bus where my wife was holding our youngest for her nap, and I had to text her because I couldn't talk because I didn't want to wake her up, but like, hey, I'm getting on a call, And so yeah, I mean, I'm in it. The dad life hasn't stopped, even though we're touring. And I think that, like I said, that is not everyone is able to do that, and we're in a position where we can do that, and so we're capitalizing on it.
Well, one of the things that has always struck me in every conversation that we've had after every new record is I know how much you guys care about making sure that whatever it is that you're putting out is of the highest quality I know that is something that is legitimately important to you, your fans' perspective, and making them feel like every show is unique, everything. But I've also worked in radio and have been a part of the record industry for about the last 18 years. And I know that a lot of times there is a push and a pull between the artist and the record label, even as the artist gets bigger. How have you guys been able to maintain sort of your independence as you have absolutely blown the heck up? But every time that we talk, I just get this idea that, and it's not even an idea, I know that whatever it is that you're putting out, whatever it is that you're showing, whatever's happening at the live show is all put there by you because of how much you care. I'm interested to know, do you have those kinds of, sort of push and pull with the label or with management or anything like that, or how you've been able to sort of navigate that part of the gig?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a tension that's always a part of really any artist's career that wants to make a living out of it. There's going to be people that pull you in a different direction or kind of want to influence you in a certain direction that may be more financially viable or but just a better chance of it succeeding. Fortunately, we're surrounded by really great partners, whether it's our label or our manager. But at the same time, there is that feeling. You know what it is? I go back to when we first started this thing, with the confidence that Josh and I had in this was that this has to come from us. And in the beginning, there was no other choice because us is all that we had. It was just us making the music. It was just us putting on the shows. It was just us getting in the van and traveling. And then as we kind of brought on partners and people that helped us, whether it's a booking agency and a label and management and just different people to really, elevate the whole thing. That's when people started offering to help. And when I say help, I mean creatively help, whether it's, co-writing with, a producer, or if it's hiring a music director to help create what your set list should be on tour, and a guy that really carves out all of your tracks and helps you with your, really tells you what to do, and you get up on stage and you're just kind of running through a track list or a formula that was preset for you. Josh and I have taken active steps in a direction to make sure that we aren't relinquishing any of that. We have control of the stems in the tracks in the live show, in the set list. Every decision that we've made in our live show has come from us, and that obviously bleeds into the records as well. And I think that there's just I think I've been a fan of artists and bands where you can tell that they've kind of lost their fan base's trust, where you almost want to be like, okay, where's this coming from? I know this is coming out of your mouth, and I know you're up on stage, but where's this idea really from? Because this feels foreign to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've never to alienate our fans in that way. I've always wanted to make sure that every decision we made was only to reinforce the trust that they have, that even if they like it or they don't like it, or if they think it's good or not good, they at least know that the foundation is that it's coming from us and no one else. So I feel like that, even though we maybe have sacrificed maybe some quality or the ability to overturn, and crank out new songs faster,
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hello.
Howdy.
Hi. Hi. It's Friday, guys. We made it. Weekend is upon us.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. Let's land this plane.
All right.
I'm ready.
Let's land the plane. Yeah, I got a short week next week. One day.
What are we going to do?
Which day?
Monday. I'm going to be here Monday and then off to Disney.
I
Tuesday
can't
morning.
wait. I hope you're going to take some sort of like live journaling. Like I need you to be making notes in your phone as the vacation goes, like a little list of things that are happening so you don't
I think
forget.
the person to ask would be my wife, like how I'm handling everything.
Well, I don't want to be texting anyone.
She'll give you the no
frills.
the no filter how I did. Real review.
Uh-huh.
Too many lines, everything's so expensive.
Yeah, maybe I should
Too
ask her to
many
take a little note
lines.
of every time you complain. And she could just make a little note in her phone. Just to kind of see. And then on whenever you come back, I don't know when you're returning, but when you come back, we will have her email the list over.
Right, how many times did I complain?
Yeah.
It's going to be a short list, I'm telling you.
Well,
He
I
thinks
hope
I might
so.
have a great time, and I'm going in with an open mind.
Which is really saying something.
I am. I was talking to the boy yesterday, who's not, as enthused about going, which is okay.
That's the age.
It's an age thing.
He's almost 16.
I don't want to do any baby stuff. Okay.
He'll be excited about the Star Wars
Sure.
and whatever else.
Yeah, I could see behind that, gruff teen exterior. Mm-hmm. There's a little kid in there.
Yeah, he'll soften a little
There's a
bit.
little kid in there who's I could see the little glint of light.
Oh, you know what? Not to make you cry, but this might actually be like his last, like little
Well, and
dip
this
into
is
like
what the wife-
childhood.
This is what the wife was saying.
Yeah,
And this is why she's forcing us to go.
cats in the cradle.
Yeah.
She says this could be
Last family ago like this.
this could be the last one. Mm-hmm. Like the last true, like just the four of us going away vacation.
Right. It's hard.
Where the kids I can't.
Oh,
Where the kids are still small enough to appreciate it.
yo, what do you feel about
Yo, what do you feel about it?
like one day because I'm thinking about this with my nephew. My nephew's getting ready to graduate, and one day like he's gonna have a girlfriend to bring to like the family vacations. Like essentially how I showed up on the family vacations when I started dating my husband. All of a sudden there was like a new person.
How am I going to
there.
handle this?
Yeah, you gonna be like a family that allows like the serious girlfriend or boyfriend to like arrive on the Rizzuto family vacation
I
like
think so.
before? Okay.
How serious?
Can't wait. Dude.
Separate rooms, separate beds, or how do you feel about that?
I'm pretty sure we'll have that. We'll have that rule.
Yeah.
I was 35 and my in-laws had that rule.
Yeah, I mean, before Tim and I were moved in together, we were in our mid-20s
We'll
and
have
had to
that
have
rule.
separate rooms. Because and that was smart because we would have banged it out. I mean, let's just be real about this.
Yeah.
When you're
Of
dating
course.
and you're in your 20s and
Yeah, of
you're
course.
feral as hell.
Of course. Hey, for them, it makes it more exciting, baby.
Oh, yeah. That's where we had to escape to the beach one time.
Right.
And didn't know, but beach fleas exist.
You got to work for this.
And it was awful. Yeah.
Yeah, Tina found that out in Florida.
Yeah.
Beach fleas.
Rite of passage.
Rolling in the sand at night. Like, this is so fun.
I don't think that. No, it's
The
not.
next
I have
day,
bites
dude,
all over my
she
crotch.
looked like she had leprosy.
Yep.
Bites all over your crotch.
Sand.
Yes.
Oh.
You have, like,
What
if
are
you
you
think about
thinking?
it, like, you are in the nude, and then there are things happening.
Something I never did. Not on the beach.
Sex on
Hey.
the beach?
You're going to be close to the beach
Oh, my
this
God.
week.
Do it when you're in Florida.
Yeah.
Leave your family.
That's it.
He'll be doing plenty of that at the villages.
Oh, geez. Yeah,
I'm
you
not
get your
moving to the
gonorrhea at the
villages.
villages.
I'm not moving to the villages.
Prove it.
Although,
I feel like you're going to end up there.
You
Although-
are so moving. there.
although every time I do see a video coming from the villages, I go, man, I think I could do this.
Dude, you don't want to move there now because you look at it and you're young. And so you're like, oh, I don't want to move there because my grandparents are there.
I can
But
play
whenever you're the
pickleball all day.
grandparents and like Betsy's hot as hell, and you're going to be swinging in
We've
your
already
70s.
got kind of a plan.
I showed you the sign, right? I mean, the sign is awesome. It's so attractive. It's huge.
The Villages sign?
Yeah, remember I filmed it
Yeah.
when we drove under it? It's a giant bridge that goes all the way across the highway because their community connects on both sides, and they've got the most beautiful, gorgeous, huge building size The Villages across the bridge.
Well,
It makes it look very
I
inviting.
do want to say that. I think the Village is the biggest growing community in America.
I get it. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere. That was just crap swampland,
Yeah.
and they turned it into something. There's no beach there, so I don't know if you're going to be banging on beaches when you're in the Village.
Yeah,
Or
but
maybe
we'll
they
play
have
a lot
their
of
own.
pickleball.
Yeah, maybe they have their own like swamp beach or something.
We'll play a lot of bingo and, I'll have maybe some banging poolside. I don't know.
You don't
Yeah, it's
know.
all great.
We're not there yet. No, we're moving to Boca.
Right.
We're Boca people.
Yeah. I can't wait to come visit y'all whenever you live
We're
down
Boca
there.
people. We're going to be in a high rise.
Lots of white button-down silk shirts for you, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, Tommy Bahama.
He invites you over so much here, when you guys are 20 minutes,
We go to the
20 minutes
speakeasy.
away.
I mean, I feel like we have a good hang like once a year. Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Once a year, you come
And
down to
that's
Boca.
fine.
It's fine.
I don't need, I see
No,
your
I
ass
see you
every
every
day.
day.
Yeah.
Hey, I know this is very exciting, guys. But we got new kitchen chairs.
oh,
Rizz
what?
House.
See?
Okay.
High or low?
It's a big deal.
I don't know. They're at the kitchen table.
So low.
So low.
Okay.
Yeah, not, we don't have a,
Like a bar.
breakfast bar.
Wood, pads.
Metal. I don't know. What the chairs look like is not the point
Modern?
of the
I'm
story.
saying, what does
Oh,
your
okay.
butt go on to?
Do you have a photo?
They go on to a cushion. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like they're nice.
It matters
Color
to
the
me.
metal?
It matters to me.
It's a metal frame. The chairs we had to get rid of. Okay, they were cracking and they were
Sand fleas.
You couldn't.
Yeah.
If you had shorts on, like the chairs would grab you. It was
Oh,
You got armrests on these new ones? No.
no.
Got the king chair?
No armrests.
Nice. Keeping it modern.
Here's the point. The point of the story is. Is that what do you do with the old ones? What do you do with the old kitchen chairs? I said
what are they made of?
they're metal and
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to say wood, and I was all about burning them.
no, they're metal and they need to be tossed. So I said to the wife, let me, I could call Republic Services and ask for like a bulk pickup and they'll come. We got a couple things we need to
Right.
throw out. She goes, no, just put them out by the curb.
Yeah, put a free sign on them.
I go, what do you mean out by the curb? She goes, they'll be gone by the morning.
They will.
I go, what?
Yeah.
I go, you going to put a thing on Facebook or anything? She goes, no.
No, they'll just be
Because I
gone.
guarantee you
Oh, yeah.
they will be out by the morning. I go, I
We'll take
don't
that
believe
bet.
you.
Did you take the bet?
Because I will put these chairs out, and I bet you when I get up in the morning, they'll still be there. Because tomorrow's garbage day. So maybe I'll put them out by the curb. Maybe the garbage people will take the chairs. I opened up my garage this morning, and those chairs were gone.
That's
Yep.
right. That's right.
And
Chair
I
fairy.
don't know how that happened. She said she did not put anything on Facebook Marketplace or the Nextdoor app or, hey, free chairs down at the Rizz House.
Mm-hmm.
She said they will be gone by the morning.
The furniture fairies come
I don't
and
know.
pick stuff up.
But who are these furniture fairies?
There are people that
know.
have trucks that are just driving around. Like maybe it was like a delivery person, or it could be a neighbor. I mean, people in my neighborhood have putting stuff out like on the curb, and I'm like, hey, that's a cool shelf, and I'll just take it and restore it.
Yeah.
I
And then
do
also
have-
resellers.
I do have a table that actually used to be in Scott's room that my daughter's done with, and we have no
That's
place
where
for
it
it. And I think it's going to go on the curb.
But how? I've never seen anybody
Yeah, I don't know, man.
drive around with a pickup bed full of used furniture.
Well, and
Yeah.
you live in like a subdivision area, which is a little bit more out of not out of touch, but like out of thought. Like I live on a regular street; it's pretty busy, and people drive by all
Yeah,
the
but
time.
you live off a side street. You can't see your house from.
But a
the
lot
road.
of people are. I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of traffic on our street, so I put out a lamp one time, and it was gone within 2
How?
hours.
I don't understand.
My street is.
It almost took my breath away this morning.
Yeah, times are tough. People are just taking, especially if it's nice. It sounds like maybe your old chairs looked okay, like are restorable, and that's the best.
It
People
might
are-
it might be people grabbing them and taking them to junk places.
yeah, that could be
Maybe.
too. No,
But how do they know? Do they? and this is an honest question. If you know somebody or you do this yourself, do you know where what days garbage is put out?
There's cruisers, man.
That's wild.
There's families, the wee hour, twilight hours, come by in trucks, and they're dumpster diving, they're grabbing. If it's sitting by, they know the routes, they know the days, neighborhoods.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do they know? So Friday is garbage day. So they know that Friday is the day, or Thursday night is the time to go cruise around
They'll
these
beat
neighborhoods.
the trucks there.
Wow.
And sometimes it'll be looking for furniture, metal, anything that can be refurbed, resold.
Yeah, and these chairs were not in terrible shape. I mean, they were a little cracked, like the leather, where you put your ass.
That can be all
Yeah, it's a
redone.
pretty easy fix, I think.
But somebody says the Scavengers.
The easiest stuff I ever got rid of.
Scavenger guys drive through neighborhoods day before trash day. That's wild.
Easiest stuff I ever got rid of that I thought would be a difficulty was kind of old stuff. Like, it wasn't like fully antique. I didn't think it was antique, but it was like old stuff that I thought nobody's going to want this crap.
Right.
And I put it on anything. And this was back in the before Facebook days. I remember that stuff went so quickly for people to people that were coming over going, oh, we're looking for antiques to remake or refurbish. There are antique refurbish addicts out there that will take that stuff in a heartbeat.
I'm all for it. Like, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Go ahead, do it. If you want to take it down to Scrap Mart and get a couple pennies for the metal, fine.
Yep. But also those fancy neighborhoods, it's worth knowing when those kind of big bulk days are out or whatever, because most likely the furniture is easy to repair and it's a big brand, so it's like, yep, we can make a ton of money.
But the confidence of my wife going, just put them out by the curb.
Yeah.
She's no dummy.
She's in the know.
Just put them out by the curb. They'll be gone by the morning.
Somebody said check for oil spots and cigarette butts because those are scrappers.
I will. And they must have done it quick because no dogs barked. No Ring cameras went off. Nothing. They just were gone. Vanished. Poof.
Love these people.
I love them too.
Hey, that same person on the Coleman's Campers text line said, did Rizz bring the suit for Moon?
Oh, you forgot to remind me.
This is on me? Okay. You're right.
Yeah, that's your fault.
I'm sorry.
Because he did say to text.
I'm apologizing to myself.
Great.
Yeah, I did say to text.
Oh, I didn't get my suit? I'm sorry.
Why don't you schedule a text to be sent?
It's
okay.
Now he's gonna be
Schedule a
gone.
text.
It's okay,
Monday,
you're forgiven.
He's the only day that you're going to be able to get
You
it.
can
Sorry,
schedule
guys.
text.
Just having a conversation with myself.
Do it. Schedule it for Sunday night.
Let's see. Text.
Sunday night.
I love a scheduled text.
When am I getting my stuff
Rizz.
ready for work?
Suit.
Sunday night, let's say around 6.
Sunday, 5 p.m. Just
5's too early.
No. It'll take me a while to see it. It's all good.
Oh, you're sending a reminder for you. Well, you could send it. You could schedule a text.
Yeah, you can
I can schedule a text.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
this is new. This is new.
This
It's
is
going to
new.
blow your freaking mind.
Hang on. Okay.
I love with this job, with these hours, all my texts are scheduled. I wake up to like
Suit.
4 texts from randos, and then I'm just scheduling replies so it's after 7 so I don't ruin their lives.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
could schedule hey, grab the suit, Ray.
Oh, gosh, dang it. I sent that one.
6 o'clock on a
Grab
Sunday.
The suit, Ray. Okay, how does one do this?
You
Okay.
just sent me an email.
Well, it was
you
a
sent me a
text. It
text.
said suit.
Suit.
You got to hit the little arrow.
The arrow.
I'm sorry, the plus sign.
The plus sign.
And then
I'm
it says
in the
send
plus sign.
later.
Oh, send later.
Send
oh, Look
later.
at that.
Neato.
Grab the suit, Ray.
Follow me for more tech tips.
Sunday, 6 p.m., April 27th. Oh, can I add the slam to that one as well? Yes.
Slam it.
Slam.
Aaron says I furnished my first 2 apartments by cruising around picking up stuff on the curb. Great.
Yep.
Same.
That was
Love
the nice
it.
thing of Los Angeles is everyone's moving in, moving out, and so whenever they move, it's not worth bringing it back across the country. So you can find really good
Yeah.
stuff sitting. in the
Enjoy.
seat.
Whoever grabbed those chairs, enjoy them.
I got 2 chairs on my porch that Tina grabbed, dumpster dove.
Oh, she loves dumpster diving.
Her favorite thing is to be like, we have to get manic. We have to get rid of everything. Mania subsides, starts bringing stuff home
Love it.
to get rid of later.
So
we got-
she's a cruiser?
If she sees something, man, I'll come home and there'll just be like a velvet chair sitting on the porch, and I'm like, "What is this dirty chair?"
That's cool.
And she's like, "Oh, just sitting out on the curb," and I go, "Ugh." Sprayed it down. I mean, sometimes you can get good stuff.
I agree.
I'm not opposed to it.
Anytime I see anything with cushions, I just assume there's lice or something in it.
That's my.
I don't do soft surfaces.
No,
that's where my head goes.
Yeah. These were once soft, became kind of hard and cracked. If you know what I'm talking about.
Because you didn't treat the leather.
Just like my feet.
So
Yes.
you treat your furniture? You're supposed to.
Yeah, we've had these things for like a long, long time.
I'm just saying, you got nice leather chairs. You're supposed to condition
We've had
them.
them for a long time. We got our money's worth. $200 a chair. Damn, right? Damn.
This what the new stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like standard, man.
I know.
Chairs are crazy.
I didn't know these.
Sitting's in right now, dude.
People love just sitting around.
And here's the thing. So $200 for a chair, and I'm throwing a fit at Carol House.
Yeah.
I'm throwing a fit.
Welcome to the world, pal.
I'm stomping my feet.
Did the Dubman twins come down from the rafters?
Did you save a dog
Only
while
if
you
I
were there?
say the name Brooke 3 times does he appear.
Oh man.
So yeah, I'm stomping my feet, yelling about how much chairs cost, but yet I would spend $200, on drinks for a night.
Did the bitching husband alarm go off at Carol House whenever?
Yeah, somebody
man...
came out and said, "You sit over here, sir," with the rest of the
Grump
complaining
alert.
husband.
Just
Grump
let
alert.
the ladies do what we want to do.
Yeah, somebody came out. Amy Dubman came out, took me by the shoulders, and said, "You come over here
In a
to this
padded room.
And Brooke Dubman tied him to the chair with paisley bandanas.
Dude, chairs are insane. And that's for chairs that you're using at the dinner table. Proper formal chairs. Start shopping for... The reason we have the worst outdoor chairs ever is because every time we go to replace these pieces of crap that we have, it's like $150, $200 a seat, and you're going, this is made out of plastic or fake wicker or something. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here?
It's the chairs that are used the most. I mean, it's the kitchen dining room chairs.
They're an investment.
I have an opposite problem at my house. We on Wayfair bought this little patio furniture set, like a table and 2 little wooden chairs. And I probably had it for over 10 years, and it is such crap. And the pads are gone, and now it's just like the bones. But I love them so much, and I refuse to get rid of them. And all Tim wants to do is burn them to the ground.
618 says,
Chair bones.
only the super rich could afford to sit. Us broke folks have to stand.
Yeah. Isn't that a bummer?
Hey, all right, let's get through some of these Friday leftover stories. Actually, you know what? Before a Friday leftover story, how about the Blues last night, huh?
Yeah.
I know it was a late game. I did not watch the game to the end. I did watch the first period, but after the first period,
Looking good.
we're up, looking good. I woke up this morning. Final score 7-2. Want to hear a couple Kerber calls?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Here's a couple Kerber calls from last night.
Now Fowler with a shot. Rebounding score! Owen Stevens slams the stick to the glass. It bounced off his leg, I believe. And the St. Louis Blues have taken a 1-0 lead.
That's the first goal.
48 seconds into the first period.
I had a couple friends who were at the game last night that said the place was rocking. I mean, it was...
Hats.
That's great.
Well, we'll get to the hats in a second, because there was a hat trick.
Thomas in the circle. Backs up. Deflection. Score! Pavel Stevens. He's got 2.
There's the second one.
Under the bar on the deflection on a great feed from Thomas. Power play goal. 2-0 St. Louis.
Okay, 2-0.
16:49 to play first period. Puck gets dumped in by Snuggerud. Hellebuck caught by Thomas. Blues score! Pavel Stevens. If you've got a hat, chuck it in your radio. And the St. Louis Blues get the goal back. Hat trick goal for Pavel Stevens. It's 4-1.
If you got a hat, chuck it at your radio. There we go. Our very own Chris Kerber on the call.
Dude, I love hearing the radio calls of goals from Blues games because I still have a vivid memory of the first Blues game I ever went to. And they scored and the horn went off. And I thought, holy smokes, they have a dump truck horn I felt like I was about to get run over by a dump truck, and I remember thinking, like, they do this normally. This is a normal thing to do, and it was one of the coolest things.
It's an every
I'd ever
goal
seen.
thing, Moon.
I know, but like, it takes me back to being a kid, thinking, "Oh my God, a dump truck's about to run me over!" Like, it's so loud and so fun and so cool.
Well, it was rocking last night at Enterprise. So 7-2 final score. Next game is Sunday. Sunday, game 4 over at Enterprise Center. So, Blues fans, sigh of relief this morning, not going into game 4, 0-3, but
Yeah. Scott and I went to Dwight Yokum last night, and they had the games on, like, up in the... There were a lot of dads on their phones. There were a lot of keeping track. And there were a lot of old people, so I could read their phones from 20 rows away.
yeah.
A lot of dads that brought their little kids to Dwight Yokum.
It was...
Isn't everybody?
Okay, so Dwight Yokum last night up at Family Arena up in St. Charles. What was that crowd like?
It made us feel young, didn't it, bud?
Oh, yeah. That's what I asked my wife. How's it feel to be the youngest lady here?
It was a mixed bag. There was we've spotted a few youngsters, but
now youngsters, as in their early 40s.
No, younger than us.
Yeah, like
I found a
teens,
couple
20s.
that I was like, oh, these look like they're in their 20s or
Really?
maybe
Okay,
early
that's
30s.
great.
Yeah. They hit a good crowd, and I mean, it was packed out. Hopping.
Yeah.
We saw dancing. I mean, it was getting wild in there.
Wait, was there
dancing? Huh?
was there scooting, dancing, and boogieing?
There probably was some boogieing going
Yeah,
on.
baby.
There was a lady dancing with 2 Budweisers in each of her back pockets.
Yes.
Nice.
So, this guy's getting laid tonight. For
Dwight
sure.
Yokum. Okay, so can you show me a picture of Dwight Yokum?
Yeah, man. He's got a cool.
Show him Sling Blade.
Yeah.
Did he just do the song with Post Malone?
Yeah, they put a single out.
Okay, where they were riding horses down a street.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, Dwight. Okay.
Yeah, he's an actor in a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great actor.
Yeah,
Was
he's really
he-
good.
He's director, writer.
Dwight
actor.
Yokum. What movie was he in that I would know?
Sling Blade.
Besides Sling Blade.
Panic Room.
He is the country Billy Bob Thornton without some of the wacky
Was he in a
stuff.
sports movie?
Probably.
He was in Cry Macho, Lucky Logan, or Logan Lucky, Dirty Girl,
Wedding Crashers.
Crank,
High Voltage is probably what you're thinking of.
4 Christmases,
Maybe I'm thinking.
Wedding Crashers.
He was in a show not long ago.
You shut
Maybe
your
I'm thinking of
effing
him
mouth
from
when you talk to me.
Sling Blade. Yeah, he's a good actor too.
Yeah.
He does have an interesting look.
I was telling Scott last night, he's one of those dudes that you take the cowboy hat off, he's a 4. Put the cowboy hat on, he's a 9.5. That hat and Bret Michaels' bandana are doing the Lord's work.
Yes, they
He's got
are.
the
He
know.
looks a little like James Spader, a little bit.
Yeah,
Well,
I
a
see
little
that.
bit. You know when you
But
make
look at him over there on the left, no hat.
you know when you make a me character on Wii, and,
Yeah.
and you make the sad eyes. He looks like a Bob Dylan like distant cousin. If you look at him for long enough, you're like, oh, I see some Bob Dylan up in this piece.
Oh man, he is great in Sling Blade. I watched part of Sling Blade recently.
Oh,
It was on.
You can
It's
tell
a
me that
great
doesn't look
movie.
like a country version of Dylan.
That band scene with him and his band, and we ain't got no effing band, Randy, is one of the most hilarious scenes I've ever seen, and it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be a funny movie,
It's not, but
but
man,
he is excellent.
I am LOLing.
What's this military one he's in?
What was his big song?
Well, he's got a whole bunch, but I would say probably his cover of Honky Tonk Man or 1,000 Miles from Nowhere, Guitars and Cadillacs.
Okay, so good show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Streets of Bakersfield, Buck Owen. He's probably got a couple dozen #1 hits.
Okay.
Over time.
Never was on my radar as as a kid.
Still,
Really talented dude.
I don't know how old he is, but man, he's still got the.
Body.
Yeah, he's still got like them skinny, cowboy legs where he's like dancing around, and he's still got the groove, man.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he was
And
awesome.
he sounded great.
His voice was perfect.
Not good. That's good to know. All right, locally here, St. Louis, some leftover stories I never got to this week. I guess last weekend, downtown was chaos with dirt bikes and ATVs, just all over the streets. And they said St. Louis police are stepping up their enforcement after last weekend. Police say dozens of bikers swarmed downtown from Friday night through the weekend, weaving through traffic, running red lights, blocking intersections. I guess this was an event last weekend organized on social media with posts inviting riders from all over the region to participate in a so-called parade through the city.
They get a permit?
No.
Oh.
Aw. Yeah, I went down there with a moped and they wouldn't let me park.
No.
Stay out.
That's not true. They're inclusive. They want everybody.
No, they don't.
They're mean.
Moped. Get him out of here.
Cool vino, buddy.
Now, I know, Rafe's the one that lives downtown. Or, you live in the city. I wouldn't say downtown, but you are our, resident city dweller.
That's true.
Do you see these gangs of ATVs and dirt bikes all over the place?
Yeah, man, they love being on Gravois, like that Kings Highway, and then down on Gravois, like Chippewa, down by like Hodaks and all that.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see them like riding wheelies and terrorizing the streets down there in packs. They're a pain in the ass, man.
And they'll run red lights.
They're idiots. It's a pack of idiots acting like idiots. Like weaving in and out of traffic, white lining it, riding wheelies. Like,
that's dangerous.
Is the white lining illegal here? I know it's legal in California and a couple
other
places.
Well, it's lane splitting, right?
Yeah, but it's
legal in California.
In a
but
lot
it's
of
not like
places.
they're doing it. I mean, they're flying,
But I was just talking about Lindberg, how Lindberg used to be the cruise street, and you'd have motorcycles and everybody meet up.
Oh,
and
I
they would
remember when I first moved here, I remember we went to Ronnie's
Yeah.
one Friday or Saturday night and went down Lindbergh, and I was like, holy cow.
That's my hood, and it was a...
And that was like 03, 04.
Right.
Yeah, well, through the 90s, it was... You would do the drag.
It was dangerous.
Cruise Lindbergh.
Yeah, it was essentially this. Now it's moved to downtown, and now it's a bigger problem.
But these are dirt bikes. These are dirt bikes.
The
and
ATVs, I understand, is a little much.
Well,
like crotch rockets?
No, it's like four-wheelers.
They're saying, they're also saying dirt bikes, ATVs and dirt bikes.
Yeah.
And the police are saying, hey, we can't chase these guys.
Right.
Like, it gets even more dangerous if we give chase.
That's where nets come in handy.
Yeah, and spikes.
Those little bazooka nets. Thump.
Got him.
Yeah, they made a couple arrests and seized bikes last week. 3 riders arrested, facing felony resisting arrest charges after running all 3. I think those are part of bigger groups. And again, these dirt bike riders, ATV riders, could be it's dangerous for both the officers and the riders themselves.
It's because I feel like if they thought they were getting chased, I feel like they'd try to turn it into like a Tony Hawk game or something. You know what I mean? Like
cool
jumping
stunts?
things. Yeah, just like stunting out, like jumping things, trying to get away. I feel like it would just be extra dangerous for the neighborhood.
I don't know why people get so mad at it. I mean, it's so far away. Downtown St. Louis is so far away from any country, rural area that, I mean, how can you find any area out here to go riding that's like 5 minutes from downtown?
Well, and apparently Lindberg Cruising is still a thing. People
it is.
Planning to meet up tomorrow. Yeah. Which is
Oh,
awesome.
I know
do
when
it.
they opened up Midnight Madness over at the racetrack.
Right.
That really did alleviate a lot of those problems.
I think the people are still cruising Lindbergh. They're just not doing the races and stuff like we used
The wheelies and
we
stuff.
used to do.
Because they opened up the quarter mile down at
Worldwide Technology.
Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Right, but that's
great.
where a lot of the danger was coming from that that Sappington marker down to what was it, Home Depot and Hooters or whatever at the end of Lindbergh right there where 255 hits. There's a couple sections in there where people would race, and that's where it got crazy dangerous because people were dying in crosswalks and different things. Kind of between the high school and Target, there's a straightaway there, so people were doing some stupid things, and
We never raced. We cruised.
right, and that's where it started. In the '90s, it was supposed to you cruise Lindbergh. That was the thing. You'd cruise and you'd see other cars and be like, "Hey,
Almost like
so and so's here."
Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know
Like
what
that style.
And you know what you would do halfway through? You'd either go to Taco Bell or Eat Right.
Right.
Yeah.
One's
Or
on the left,
Steak
one's
and
on the
Shake.
right.
We would go back around to the Steak and Shake that used to be in front of the South County Mall.
That's right, over by Bartolino's or whatever it is.
Was there cruising down in Shelbana?
Shelbana, yeah. I mean, Main Street would be hopping.
Everybody
No,
on their
there's
horses?
one gravel parking lot that you'd see all the big trucks would all be parked there and everybody hanging out, but not too much cruising.
But I mean, we
exciting when you see
cruised.
a
It
car.
was like it was you get with your buddies, and you don't. It was no racing. It was almost going as slow as you can.
Well, you're picking up chicks.
Yeah. You're hoping the stoplights stop you so you can Back to the Future it, and see Flea in the truck next to you.
Right.
Who wants to race?
What about Dowell?
We
Cruising in
cruised,
Dowell?
We went to DuQuoin. We went the next town over. There was like a loop that we cruised, McDonald's parking lot. There was like a parking lot of like the Kroger / McDonald's that everybody kind of hung out in and parked their cars, and they'd cruise the little. You'd cruise a little. There were like 3 parking lots that would have like a gaggle of folks.
Yeah.
You'd pick one, and yeah.
Rafe, do you remember in West Frankfort, across from the high school, there used to be a parking lot, and they would call it BS? Do you ever remember hearing about BS, which
No.
stands for what it stands for? But that was it too, like cruising Main and then parking up your trucks and your cars at BS.
I might be able to I might have known where it was, but
Yeah.
you know what it was called.
Some of my North County buds we used to do. There was another drag up by Natural Bridge, and that base, the base for that was White Castle, because White Castle kind of invited everybody to just use the parking lot.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a hub.
They
Smart.
wouldn't chase you out.
Problem is, a couple people got shot. Like a lot of weird things started happening
Damn,
in these meetups. Yeah. So they would have police. Like I forget which jurisdiction.
break
that
it
is,
up.
St. John or something. Eventually, they would just be there and they go, "Hey, if you're not going to go inside and get a slider,
Yeah.
you're not allowed
Get out."
here." Like they just cut it down right there.
314 says people go race on 255 now across the bridge to Illinois and then down 55. It's
Yeah, I believe that.
Interesting. Yeah, Springfield had Cruising Carney, and then the cops started showing up there because they're having trouble. So then it went to Battlefield, which was way more fun.
Cruising Battlefield.
Yeah.
I know when I was out on Monday, Rafe was talking about his return trip and going to Austin, and he said you beat the whole Real ID thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not in effect yet.
Right.
You're playing a game nobody else is playing. It's a great way to win. You've got no opponent.
Having the Real ID is not a thing yet.
But can you imagine?
It's May 7th is when we start, or when they are
That's
supposed
when
to be.
you start.
He
That's when
starts
they're
now.
supposed to be,
He's already keeping
enforcing the
score.
Real ID at the airport thing. But I was reading this week that as the Real ID deadline approaches, a surprising number of people in this state are not prepared. 54% of people who live in Missouri still do not have the Real ID, and time is running out. So starting on the 7th, you will need a Real ID compliant license or other federally approved form of identification to board domestic flights or enter certain federal buildings.
No, you won't.
Rafe, the old standard driver's license will not cut it anymore at airport security.
Yes, it will. Mark my words.
You're like a prophet.
There will be a rollback 2027. Here to hear first, folks. Don't fall for it.
So we're going to try this thing out for 2 years, and then in 2027, we're going to go,
The Real ID resistance is here.
There's too many people who haven't done it. There's too much money being lost. Follow the money, man.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not going to kick a bunch of people off domestic flights. No way. Mm-hmm. Airlines are struggling. People are barely flying as it is. We're teetering on a recession. They ain't
Plus-
doing nothing.
Everything as of late has been said that's going to be done. Never happens. So we're not serious people anymore.
Yeah, everything's just fun. For fun. We're going to put a date out for funsies and see what happens.
we've been pushing this date back for years,
Exactly.
but it's here.
Right.
Like,
Why
it's-
is now the real time then?
Which is exactly,
Hey.
which is set a precedent. We can't take any of that seriously because they're not serious anymore.
But this is real.
They are not serious people anymore.
Okay, well, you're compliant, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
I mean, I am
know.
too.
You're compliant as well.
I
I'm
know.
compliant. Scott?
Because I'm a
real
rule
compliant.
follower. Because I believed them the first time.
That's right. Yeah, we've just been
silly me. Yeah, silly me for believing something that somebody said. in
Sheeple.
that
Wake up,
position.
sheeple.
No, I had to renew my license last year, and so
you
it was
just
like,
did it.
"Oh, whatever.
I
Might
just
as well,
wanted a
I'm
new
here.
picture. My picture sucked.
I'm here. So why are so again, 54% of people in Missouri still do not have the real ID, and again, the deadline is the 7th. So why are people holding off? For some, it's confusion about what documents are required, which, I mean,
wait a minute. I got to bring 3 pieces of paper that I have in a filing cabinet at my house.
I just found a post from a guy. It's like, pretty pissed right now. Getting my 4th real ID. I got them when they said they were going to do it 20 years ago.
Yep.
And I'm on my 4th one. It's about to expire, and they've never asked for it at the airport. And I was
not yet.
Fools.
I like that you're such
You
a believer. That's
I also don't buy the confusion about what documents are required. Come on, it's not that hard.
They make it easy. It's a list.
Easy.
But but you do have to have certain things that maybe you don't have.
What don't
like
you
a marriage
have?
certificate? You may not have like for a woman who's changed her name, you need to bring your marriage certificate to get the real ID.
So
And I believe you need something to show.
So who has that
your
if you
name
don't have
change.
it?
You have to call the courts up, and they have to mail it to you.
You also have to have a fresh stool sample.
That's
so
right.
That,
Which
we
is
all
fine. I
have.
always have one available at all times.
Yeah.
You know, I need to call my daughters, my older daughters, because I was going to say, who didn't have parents that told them you got to have a file cabinet and you keep the basics there. Here's the basics.
Keep the basics.
And then I realized I've never told my daughters that, so I probably should tell them that.
Others might just be putting off or not even, I don't know, what deadline? What real ID? Not even aware of it. The process does require a bit more paperwork, including proof of identity, Social Security number, two whole documents proving Missouri residency. 2 whole documents.
Wow.
Which could be a bill of like, the gas company. Mm-hmm. Or electric.
It's electric.
Well, okay, so 54% don't fly, so there's no reason to get it, says the 573. Fine. I'm just telling you, Rafe Williams, who flies frequently.
Not doing it.
He's not.
I guess you could bring your passport. That's fine.
He's not taking them
I
seriously.
need to get that updated.
Because they've proven that they're not serious.
Not gonna do
Well,
it.
I don't want you going through and not bringing your passport and going, they're not letting me through. And Rizz was right.
He wouldn't complain about that. That he's
He won't
standing
tell
tall.
anybody.
No.
You won't tell
He'll
anybody.
cancel the tour.
I'll tell you, dude.
You won't tell anybody. You're too proud. You're too proud.
Real ID deadline for domestic air travel was initially May 7th, 2025, but the TSA has proposed a flexible approach that allows for a phased enforcement period, ultimately pushing full enforcement to May 5th, 2027.
Let it be
Hilarious.
This
known.
means that while travelers are still encouraged to obtain Real ID compliant IDs, TSA will not strictly enforce the requirement until May 5th, 2027. And mark my words, it ain't going to happen then either.
All right. I'm just letting you know.
Well, I'll go to my grave without a Real ID, and I'm going to fly everywhere.
Good.
Encouragements. Encouragements. That's where we're at.
We encourage you.
Yeah, we encourage you. Oh, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going to get right on that. Encouraging.
This email came across it didn't come to the RizzShow email. It came to my personal email. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't get to this earlier this week because this is wonderful. This is somebody who needs advice. And so pay attention to the details here.
Okay.
I need some advice, and I figured if anybody could help me, it's you. Because you're a maniac. What?
This is to you?
Yeah. Well, it came to my personal email address.
So far, they're on it. Let's go.
So here's the deal. My wife and I are solid. We've been together, known each other since middle school, and now we're living the dream. Life's good, but way back in the day, I was obsessed with her older sister. I mean, serious high school crush. I asked her out constantly, shot down every time, except for one night at a party when we kissed. That's it. My little teenage world was rocked, but she moved on, and we never talked about it again. I never told my wife, and honestly, by the time we got together, it was ancient history. So we're picking up what's going on here.
So he married the sister.
He wanted it in this family. It's one way or another.
His words was obsessed with his wife's older sister in high school, had a crush, asked her out constantly. One night at a party, they kissed. That's it.
Dwight Yokum has a song about this, dude. Little sister, don't you? He sang it last night. Don't do what your big sister done. This is totally normal, my man.
So he says, fast forward to a couple weeks ago. We're hanging out with my wife's family like we always do, having drinks the whole bit. My wife heads to the bathroom. My brother-in-law goes out for a smoke, and suddenly it's me and my sister-in-law on the couch. She's pretty hammered, and out of nowhere she leans in and says she should have dated me back in high school.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
That her sister, quote, got the better guy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, thanks for the compliment.
I'm floored. I just laugh it off, get up, and right then my wife walks back in. I quickly change the subject before anything else can slip out. Here's the thing. I haven't seen or talked to my sister-in-law since. No clue if she remembers saying anything, but I can't stop thinking about it. I love my wife, and I'm not looking to blow up my marriage, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't make my heart race hearing that from my old crush. And to make it more complicated, these two are best friends. If my wife ever found out about the kiss or what her sister said, she would be devastated.
Yeah.
So what the hell do I do?
That's cute. Grow up.
Just leave it alone and hope it never comes out?
Yeah.
Clear the air with my sister-in-law, come clean to my wife, or just bury it deep and hope it dies there?
Push on, man. Let your ego eat that little food, eat that little bit that she gave you. That's cute. Move on. Your life is great. That's it.
Yeah. I think it's just like, there's nothing wrong with the fact that it felt good. Like, that's like validation.
Yeah, that's cool.
Someone,
That's a feeling.
it's still
Good for you,
someone
bro.
who rejected you that's coming back and saying, like, you know what? You were a good dude.
You're one of my
sister's
regrets.
lucky. That's not her. Like, she didn't try to mount you at the family
Yeah,
gathering.
Yeah.
this is
good.
great. This is the best case scenario, you nerd.
Yeah, and chances are, if they're best friends, your wife might know.
Oh,
Your wife probably knows.
and she's holding that.
Oh,
she
God.
could be holding that.
I bet they know. I bet the wife knows they kissed
She
in high
could.
school.
She could be holding that piece of info in her back pocket.
Man, I remember I ran into this gal, super nice gal that I knew back in high school, kinda. I mean, I didn't know really anybody in high school, but saw her years later, right? And we're hanging and we were having lunch or dinner or something like that, and she's like, man, me and so and so and so and so. She named off like two or three of the most beautiful people in high school, and they're like, we had the biggest crush on you. And I said, what? She said, yeah, we had the biggest crush on you in high school. I said, well, why didn't you do something about it?
About that?
You're 10
tell
years
me
too
now.
late. Like, what? I could have had a very different experience.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you were busy with your baby.
Well, okay, this is a few months before that maybe, but either way, I was just like, well, where were you then?
I know.
And she's
Yeah,
like,
you
oh,
could
we
have
were
had a very different life.
we were so shy, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, me too, clearly. So, anyways, it was really nice for my ego. Was I a little heartbroken and upset in the moment at lunch,
Yes.
going, God
Honestly,
dang it,
Yes.
yeah, but it was great, and we moved on, and there was nothing. It was nice of her to say it,
Yeah.
and it was a nice thing for me to hear, and that was it. Like,
Right.
there's no temptation, there's no nothing. Like, it's over, the past.
It's closure almost.
Yeah, it was kind of
It's a
nice.
small town thing, too, man. I had a buddy and dated three sisters. Married the middle one. Went
And
back.
they all
so
knew
crazy.
though, right?
Huh?
They all knew about each other, right?
Yeah, I mean, he like dated them. Like, I mean, it was like went out with one in 8th grade. Went out with, like, these sisters were all probably like within 5 years of each other. Went out with one in like 8th grade. Went out with another one like, early high school, and then ended up dating the other one like after high school and married her. He was getting in that family one way or the other.
You know
Yeah,
what?
dude.
I have a feeling.
That he was in. He's like, they got a boat, they got a pontoon. I'm in. I'm getting in this family. Good for him.
In the late 90s, I had two kind of factions, and
He didn't date long term. I guess that's different.
in the late 90s, pretty much everybody I knew in Rittner had dated one another or was about to marry somebody. Like, they're all trying to share DNA in some way. Like, the whole joke was like, they're all related or they're trying to be.
Right.
And that was just kind of the scene.
Oh, here's advice from a good friend of ours. Bang your wife while thinking about her sister. It's cool.
Okay.
My goodness. As if he hasn't done that already.
Oh, yeah, the next time he made love to his wife, he was thinking about her sister.
Well, I think the question we all secretly want to know is, which sister's hotter?
Right.
Oh.
Which sister panned out hotter? Are they equally hot?
The
Sounds
one
like the
that
older
chose
one.
you.
Yep.
The one that
Or
chose
is the
you.
older sister a smoke show? and you're still never know.
Should he tell his wife though that he made out?
Oh no,
in high school
the statute of limitations is over.
Way over, right?
Yeah, I mean that happened how many years ago?
They were in high school,
Yeah.
and he says, "My wife and I are solid. We've been living together forever, known each other since middle school." I mean,
Yeah.
That's a free pass too to be like, if it ever comes out, I assumed you and your sister are best friends. I just assumed you knew and didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Or you
why
go-
would I want
Yeah.
to bring that up?
or you go,
I would never bring that up.
"I didn't tell you."
No, don't do that. No,
What? Like,
Don't
I didn't tell you?
gaslight.
you start doing that.
I did tell you,
I hate
actually.
that. Oh yeah, yeah.
You really gaslight her.
I'm against
I
that.
told you we had a huge fight.
Is that
You
a
hurt
fact?
my feelings, actually.
Yeah, turn it around.
Yeah.
Turn it around.
Remember, I cried.
You know
Turn it
some of the
around.
same people.
That's smart.
All right, so this guy's fine. Just
You're good,
don't
dude.
do anything. Just bury it deep. Hope it dies there.
Because they just kissed,
the-
right? They didn't go. Was it?
He said they just kissed, and that was it.
cares, man?
She
A high
moved
school
on.
kiss. A high school kiss, which it's forgettable after 20 years. These are young folks, I'm assuming, right?
It sounds like they're in their 30s.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
That's the
fine.
Yeah, you
bridge.
couldn't help your feelings back in the day. Glad you got the kiss, got that out of your system. Also weird that the sister's still into you, but that's her issue. Just move on.
She probably isn't. She probably just broke up with somebody and is reflecting on everything.
No, she's married.
And she's saying he's a better
went out for a
guy.
smoke.
Oh, the sister's married?
The sister's married. The husband went out for a smoke. He said he was just there on the couch.
Oh, man, your ego is soaring right now.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Take the ego stroke and
What a
just,
great guy.
Yeah, dude. And all your now every time you see Ed, your brother-in-law, whatever,
Yeah,
you're gonna
dude.
be like,
Yeah, you're man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
Ed.
You know, on the way out,
your
he was
ego's gonna be munching on that little tidbit forever.
Dude,
Every
he had-
family thing.
I hope he had a members only jacket.
Life is
On his
good.
way out, he tossed it over his shoulder. Was like, "Hey Ed, catch you later."
Have a good night, buddy.
That's like, wow, what a weird
Ed's like,
exit.
"Why did he say that? Where did he get that jacket? He didn't wear that in here."
Is our guest here yet? I know Mr. Jonathan Kite will be here.
Could be any minute.
Should be here at 7 o'clock. So let's take a break. But first, Team Rizz Member of the Day is brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Rizz Show and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990. From St. Peter's, Mitchell Robinson is
Yeah,
our Team Rizz
Mitchell.
Member today. Mitchell's been a Rizz Show listener since he was a teenager. And now mostly catches up with the podcasts on YouTube while cleaning the house. He loves the current crew, thinks the additions to both Rafe and Lern have pushed the show even further towards greatness.
Aw.
Loves matchup with Moon. Loves all the guest comedians that are featured as well. In fact, we got one coming in just a couple minutes here. And he hopes to make a Rizz Show event very soon. Well, congratulations, Mitchell Robinson from St. Peter's, our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Get super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up, 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, we'll take our first break of the morning. We'll come back, and I believe Mr. Jonathan Kite, you may know him from Two Broke Girls. He will be here. See him at the Funny Bone Streets of St. Charles today and tomorrow. 6:57. Friday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Right lane blocked due to a stalled vehicle 64 westbound at Technology Drive. Your point forecast scattered rain and storms. High of 79 right now. It is 65 at the Point Studio.
We are backstage at Point Fest with a St. Louis favorite, and the great part about this today is that they're actually going to get to play. Ladies and gentlemen, highly suspect backstage at Point Fest. What's going on? Welcome back. It's wonderful to see you as always. But I would also like to tell you that Natural Born Killer has been one of our favorite songs of the year so far. It sounds great on the air, and it sounds like a great highly suspect song. So let me ask you, where did that come in the recording process? One of the first, one of the last? Where was that?
Smack dab in the middle.
Oh, okay. All right. I always wonder if, when it comes out as a strong lead single like that, if where it was in the creative process matters. You know what I'm saying?
I think once we heard that riff, it was like, okay, this is like the sports anthem style riff. We just kind of knew it would be the one.
Yeah, absolutely so. So a new album is out now. All right. How quickly do you see the audience singing songs back to you?
Almost immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are
Luckily.
And you got to be kind of like amazed and taken aback by that a little bit.
Oh my God, it's a blessing. It's incredible.
I can't remember words to songs I loved from 20 years ago.
I can't remember the words to the songs that we wrote, so I struggle.
You know, here's like kind of a weird one, and I'm very curious about like little things like this. I was at a show the other night. Pearl Jam was here. They played the Enterprise Center.
Talk about calzones. Who doesn't want to think about a calzone at 6:59 in the morning? I mean, honestly, Sauce on the Side, I know they aren't open probably till like 10, but they could do a breakfast calzone. They could stuff a bunch of bacon and eggs and French toast.
Put one
and
together. I'm
pancakes.
sure they'll put it on the menu.
An early morning calzone.
Tell Dan the calzone man. Do a breakfast calzone.
What should we do? A savory one or a sweet one? Or both?
Oh, savory.
Savory? With like maybe a little maple syrup experience on
Maybe
the
like
side?
a maple syrup, like dipping sauce on the side. That'd be fine.
All right, I'm going to
sauce
email
on the
him.
side.
It is sauce on the side. And, we're talking about calzones and their specials that they have each month, which, there's only 5 days left of April here. So the strike zone, which is apple bratwurst, applewood bacon, pepper, jardinera mix, mozzarella and Havarti cheeses with the homemade queso on the side. You're only going to be able to get this special, for 5 more days, and then it's gone. So get it delivered. Go to one of the 12 locations around town. If you don't know where yours is, join their loyalty club. So every time you do order from Sauce on the Side, you could possibly get a free calzone in the future. SauceOnTheSide.com.
Oh, hey, just sitting here checking out all my awards. There are many ways to reach us in the Point Studio. You could call us. You could social media us. I think you could even fax us. But there's a new way. It's called Mic Drop. Yes, download the Point app, click the Mic Drop feature, talk into your phone, and your message goes right to us. Look, I just got one from Jeff Burton.
Hey, Rizz, great show today. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, I f***ing read this stupid f***ing thing that head told me to read.
That's right, the new Mic Drop feature. Download the Point app.
Is this thing f***ing recording still?
All right, we're here at the Burton House in Eureka, and I've been talking on the air about how they want to get rid of this almost 100-foot tree, 110-foot tree, something like that. My tree guy, Tom, he's almost 77. He's cutting this sucker down with our buddy Ryan. And I got my friend Brad over here helping out. So we're hoping it falls that way, and not that way, or that way, or that way. And I asked him, is it going to go that way? And his wisdom was, that's the plan. So we'll see.
I gotta say once again, thanks to Herb Equipment for bringing some toys up here to Rizz Farm. And, we gotta do some mulching. So
Woods.com. That is the website. A special offer is waiting for you from Woods Basement Systems, the all things basement experts. Since 1986, their family has been serving all of our area, St. Louis area and Springfield, Illinois, and everywhere in between for all your basement needs. Obviously, all this rain, more rain last night, more rain today, more rain this weekend. If anything's going on in your basement, these kind of troubles, they don't get better with time. They get better with Woods. Let Woods Basement Systems take a look, make sure everything is good. Maybe it's preventative maintenance. Maybe you got cracks. Maybe you have flooding. Maybe this morning is the morning. So you're going to wake up and be like, no, my biggest investment, it's underwater. Woods Basement Systems. Now, they also do concrete lifting as well. They can fix your driveway, your sidewalk, your front porch, your back pool, your pool deck, any of that kind of stuff. And MoDOT and IDOT actually call Woods Basement Systems to do concrete leveling on highways. So if they can raise a highway slab, they can fix your pool deck. Woods Basement Systems, the all things basement experts. Again, it's Woods Basement Systems, but the special website with a special offer for Point listeners right now is moonloveswoods.com. That's moonloveswoods.com.
The Rizzuto Show on 105.7 The Point.
All right, welcome back to the program. Joining us in studio, not only is this man a stand-up comedian, this man is an accomplished actor. This man is an impressionist. This man is a voice artist. Mr. Jonathan Kite.
What's up, buddy?
What an intro, huh?
Well, I was going to say, can you do it for me tonight at the club?
This man is not only a stand-up comedian, well, this man is an accomplished actor. An impressionist, a voice artist, Mr. Jonathan Kite. I charge a lot of money to go out on a Friday night.
Why not? I'd happy to have you.
You got deep pockets, man. You got that Two Broke Girls wallet, right?
We did okay.
You may know Jonathan from the hit CBS TV show Two Broke Girls. You played Oleg.
Yes, sir.
The creepy cook.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, no more intros, but thank you. Thanks.
No, but you were you played a Ukrainian. Did Ukrainian people ever get mad at you for impersonating them?
They love the show.
Really?
Yeah.
They weren't like, because I'm married to a woman from a Ukrainian family. They're a hardy people.
Yeah. You know what? We had in the studio audience, people used to fly in from all over the world, and we had a lot of people coming from the Ukraine. A lot of people.
Yeah, just to see you
for real.
And that character.
Yeah, it was crazy.
They didn't say to you, we couldn't get a Ukrainian guy to play a Ukrainian character?
Nah, different times.
Yeah.
Different times.
Yeah, different times.
I'm Eastern European. It's close enough.
Okay.
It's like how John Lennon's sister now is coming out and being like, I don't think this guy should play John Lennon because he's from London and we were from Liverpool.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's a thing.
I think we've gone too far, people.
Holy smokes!
Yeah,
I did not know that was a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's from Liverpool and he's from London.
He's
so
no Liverpudlian. Is that what they call him?
Liverpudlian.
Yeah.
No, I think it's Pudlian.
Liverpudlian. That's
Pudlian.
I swear to goodness.
And someone from Liverpool would know that.
Yeah.
Guys know
Why
Pud.
not?
Silly fool.
That's
We
dumb.
demand a Pud.
You're not even allowed to be a Beatles fan.
That's fine.
But yeah, people didn't care. It wasn't like, I mean, we were, and it was, I think it was, for me, it was very positive, to get the feedback from people from the Ukraine, because you want to make sure you're doing them justice. You're not coming out there making fun of them.
Right.
So, no, dude, God bless Ukraine.
They said they are a hardy people that, sometimes.
Pierogies and potatoes, baby.
Sometimes humor, they don't pick up on it. They don't pick up on sarcasm either.
Your wife's family?
My wife's family, yes.
Or the Ukrainian people?
For me,
his sample
as a sample size.
The
exactly.
reference is my wife's family.
Well, Oleg had a pretty dry sense of humor, only dry thing about him. And, I think that it didn't feel pushed or forced, even though it was for camera.
It was a very funny character.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, the writers were incredible. I don't know where Whitney or Michael came up with that guy, but I worked in restaurants for years. And there was always that guy back there who was sort of making passes at everybody.
Right.
At the bread. And people were like, it's okay. This guy's all right.
Horny chef? That's me.
He wasn't, that's the thing is like, I never thought of him as like dangerous.
Yeah.
I thought of him as
like
a guy.
Sexual predator?
Yeah. And it wasn't like Chris Hansen did not follow him around. It was like, he was a guy that I think, he made the work environment fun. And I think, in Europe, they're a little probably sexually more loose and more expressive than we are here.
Did you do the cliche, work in a restaurant, waiter before you got your big break?
I worked at Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
Oh,
and
nice.
The reason I did it is because a lot of my friends, I'm from Chicago, a lot of my friends moved to LA and they were like, we can't get jobs. And so I said, where can I go where I could get a guaranteed job so I could transfer? So I got a job at Cheesecake Factory so I could transfer and have work right away. So I worked there.
So you worked at the Cheesecake Factory in Chicago.
And then I transferred out to the one in L.A.
Whoa.
Wow, no way.
And so it was great. So then I had a guaranteed job when I was there, which gave me time to audition and all that stuff. And then I only worked there for a few years, and then I was acting.
Well, you're originally from Skokie, right?
Yes, sir.
Skokie, which means swamp.
In Illinois?
Am I right about that? It means swamp?
Yeah, there's yes. It means, I can't remember exactly what the translation is, but it's something close to that.
Well, I was looking up, notable
Illinoisans?
residents of Skokie. And it's you and it's David Draymond from Disturbed.
Right on.
Nice. I'm in good company.
You didn't know that? Did you know that he was from there?
I didn't. Is he from there? Do you know where he went to high school?
Look it up.
Hang on a second.
Look, we have the internet.
We have people either knew, depending on how old they were. The Nazis marched on there.
Okay.
In the 70s, and then Barbershop Quartet, Skokie, Illinois, from Usual Suspects.
He went to a Jewish school called Valley Torah High School.
Valley Torah. I don't even know.
Oh, that's in L.A.
Hey, what a commute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He must have worked at the factory too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because listen, I thought everybody from Skokie knows everybody.
We know. Well, I didn't. I didn't go to school with him. I didn't go to the LA Jewish school.
I think he's a little old. How old are you?
45.
45. He's in his 50s.
He went to Fassman Yeshiva High School in Skokie, Illinois.
Yeshiva, yeah, okay.
Yeshiva.
Yeshiva.
Oh, sorry.
I only know one person from Skokie. I went to Illinois
Jonathan
State.
Kite.
No, you know Alex Girona?
No.
Okay. That's all. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
so-
thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks, guys.
If you want to play games like this, I'll be at the Funny Bone tonight in St. Charles.
You know someone from Skokie? Come to Funny Bone St.
Please.
Charles.
See if he knows them.
And
Yeah, see if he
ask
knows
Jonathan
you.
If you
Kite
know
he knows
Alex.
Skokie.
Come to St. Charles.
Just drop that you're from Skokie and get in for free. No, don't do that. Maybe Jonathan knows you.
Yeah, but it was great. A great place to grow up.
Yeah, you're an Illinois guy.
Yeah.
And, we got two Southern Illinois, people
Hoosiers.
here.
Yeah.
I went to University of Illinois Champaign-Urbana. So it was a lot of like the North and the South. It was sort of like our Mason-Dixon line. We sort of got to hang out. Yeah.
And then you made your way out to L.A.
Yes, sir.
And you are, as an impressionist, so you could do 120 impressions. And I'm sure it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
To be an impressionist.
It's a magic trick. Because but you know what though? As long as it's, so the thing is that when I started doing stand-up, I did an hour of impressions. And then I was like, okay, I did that. Then I did an hour of straight jokes. And then people would go, well, where are the impressions? So I try to sprinkle them in and sort of give people, what they, if I do them on, radio and stuff like that, people want to hear them.
Yeah.
But, it's interesting for me because if I have a personal story about somebody like Vince Vaughn or Seth Rogen or somebody that, it's fun for me to do. But I think, because the way the internet works, everybody's famous all the time. There's like there's a million people that are famous. And who's famous to you isn't famous to you. So that's the tough thing about doing impressions on stage is if they have to be famous to the audience who's in that room at that moment. And so, I started stand-up about, 15 plus years ago. It's just different now. So who's famous? Like, there's still guys like Tom Hanks, Donald Trump that everybody knows. But, to have to sort of come up with more niche impressions, which separates you from the crowd of other impressionists, they may not be as famous to other people.
Well, I just find it as somebody interviewing an impressionist, it's always weird for me to I would like to hear you do an impression, so I can't say, all right, man, do Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
all right,
for
man,
sure.
do Seth Rogen.
So how's that process go? So if you're kind of keeping up with pop culture and somebody else is kind of famous in the moment right now, and you want to incorporate that because maybe you do have a story.
Yeah.
Is that something that comes fairly natural, like a musician? Like if you've played guitar for 20 years, you hear something now, I can just play it? Or are you working that for a few weeks?
Yeah, that's a good question. It depends. I want the joke to be strong first and foremost because I didn't want to be like, here's my impression of Christopher Walken buying deli meat. And then, wow, beef. You know what I mean? I don't want to just
It's really 2 words.
Well, you'll see it tonight, guys. It's pretty great. It's a longer bit than I just did. But that I have a point of view on something. So, like, if I hear somebody who I think is, because that's the thing is, like, if people build up steam and then they go away, then you're like, oh, because then it's not, I have to be like, you guys remember this guy, right?
Oh, right.
And people are like, oh, yeah, for like 10 seconds 6 months ago. So you sort of have to play the odds game of who you think will be there for a minute. And so I start working on people if I go, and I'll try it out at the clubs, and if it gets a response, and then if it continues to be in the news, I can sort of build on the bit and then sort of gauge people's interest or awareness. Because there's bits that I would do for a long time that were just for me. And like I feel comfortable doing that in a 10-minute set or a 20-minute set, but not really in an hour when people come out to see me. And so, if I'm working on somebody new, I keep a bunch of them in my back pocket in case something happens. And then you're like, if something happens in the news that day, you can just get on stage and talk about it immediately.
Got this person.
Even if you don't have a joke about it.
Yeah.
Because I think people, a lot of times you get credit for people just going like, oh, we've not heard somebody do this guy, and he's in the news right now.
Right.
So, people are very kind, and they, they'll let me sometimes just work stuff out.
Do you pay attention to other comedians who do, like, so if you, do you pay attention to other comedians who could do the same?
Yeah, because you don't want to do that.
Right.
You don't want to do overlap. I think a lot of the impressions that I do, I didn't hear people doing them growing up. There's probably generational things where people did like Jack Nicholson, Al Pacino, whoever, And so I think with each generation, they sort of, they take over the new people and sort of that's our thing. Not that other people can't do it, but, we've grown up with them in a different way. And also you don't want to do an impression of someone else's impression. Which is a lot of time, I think, what people do, just because you're so used to listening to hear somebody like Kevin Pollak, Jay Moore, these greats who've been around forever.
You just have a different angle.
Exactly, because when something is done over and over and over again, it's like what, you need to have a different relationship with the person you're doing it with.
Being a master of it, are you kind of doing it by ear? Like if somebody is fresh in the news and you've heard them for enough minutes, you can go, oh, it's back of the throat, blah 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 blah.
It's similar to an instrument that way.
Very cool.
And then so you sort of go, oh, I think I can do that. And I have a couple buddies who are my age or a little older or younger, and I'll go, do you hear anybody doing this guy? And I'm like, let me just try to do it. Or what?
Will you work it out in front of them?
Yeah, and what's crazy is because I do voiceovers, they ask us if we can do these guys. So they'll be like, does anybody do, I don't know, Elon Musk is like a big one that comes up now. And then, so you get a chance to work on it, because if you get it, then there's a job at the end of it. So so then that's the type of stuff, like some guys will just come up because I've worked on them for jobs.
Oh, interesting.
Speaking of jobs at the end of it, did you have, I feel like every impressionist in our biz eventually gets the SNL call. Were you already, because you did the sitcom, did you kind of miss that? Or did you ever have that, like,
I did.
Saturday Night Live came a calling moment?
So I had, I auditioned when I was in my funny story, like I auditioned for 30 Rock. They wanted an impressionist for like a bit or whatever. And I didn't get it. And I had an agent at the time who was terrible. And I thought, how did I possibly get this audition? And they had said to me, Lorne Michaels submitted you. He had seen me do something, and he was like, maybe you can do this. So I submitted a tape. And they went with 2 women that year, but I got really positive feedback. It was awesome. Then the next year, Jamie Foxx did a sketch show for Fox that was like the new and living color. And I wound up getting that. And so it sort of one sort of bled into the other, because probably me working on the tape got me ready to do that. And then I got 2 Broke Girls 6 months later. So then it was sort of like, then it was, kind
of beyond that point.
They want guys who they've never heard of before, sort of like fresh guys. But it was probably, I think I auditioned when I was maybe 27 or 28 for the show.
So you said 2 women got that 30 Rock job?
No, got the SNL job.
Oh, SNL job.
Yeah.
Who got the 30 Rock job? Do you remember?
I don't.
And should we kill him? And do we hate this person?
He probably. Listen, I'm not going to say nothing. Your listeners do what your listeners do.
Let's get him.
No. He. And it was one of those things where it was just, I was truly just like, I love the show. I'm like, what a cool opportunity, And then to do the SNL thing was great. But you never know what they're looking for. But I think they took like Michaela Watkins and Abby Elliott, 2 superstars,
right.
So it's like, it's never about you. It's like what's right for the show. But I do think In Living Color was something that I grew up on. It was like my favorite thing in the world. And so I auditioned for that, got that show, incredible experience. We ran on the network Fox, and then at the rap party, I was like, they didn't pick us up, I think, for a second season right away, and I had already auditioned and was on my way to 2 Broke Girls.
So when you went out to L.A., were you going out to be an actor or to do the stand-up comedy?
Acting. I didn't start doing stand-up until my second season of Two Broke Girls.
Oh, wow.
Because I'd wanted to do it and I never wanted to cheat the process. Because I think that there was a reputation of a lot of people that were sort of like actors who like then got a little bit of success and were like, I'm going to go do stand-up shows, and then maybe couldn't do the stand-up. And, you know, a lot of my friends were stand-up, and I love stand-up. I you know, watched it and been a fan of it my entire life. I saw it all the time. And I had a summer off, and because the show was so successful, we got picked up immediately for a second season. And so they're like, you can't take any jobs this summer. So you're essentially just like have a ton of free time.
Yeah.
In a great way, everybody knows who you are.
Dude,
I mean, the
sure
show was
obviously the ultimate goal is to get a job. And you finally get on this big sitcom telling you not to work.
No, it's great. But you know what? In the best possible way, I took every meeting in town, and then actually shout out to Ian Edwards, who's one of the best in the game, and my buddy Taylor Williamson, incredible comics. They were like, one day I was sitting at the Improv. Ian had worked with me, he had written on the Jamie Foxx sketch show. And he was like, have you ever thought about stand-up comedy? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you should just do it. He's like, you have the attention of sort of, you can book these jobs. And I just started working my, you know, every day that summer, that's all I would do was write all day and get up all night. And so then I started like when I was 32 years old.
So what is like your end goal then? You're a theater major, so you wanted to be an actor. That's why you went out there. Now you're a stand-up comedian too.
Yeah.
You did a sitcom. You've done some movie work.
Yeah.
So like, what are the goals now for you?
I think, you know, to sort of not limit myself. But if I'm good enough and competitive to do whatever sort of comes my way, and to be able to do those things. Like, you know, to tour as a stand-up. I mean, I'm working on a couple movies right now. I just did a voiceover for something before I got here. You know, just, it's all fun. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I think people want to do, if it keeps being fun and continues to be that way, I mean, to travel around and to, you know, I love traveling. I love coming to towns, you know, cities like this. You don't get that opportunity unless you're filming. I love filming in a location. Like, you'll go somewhere and you'll film somewhere for like 6 months. You know, we did a film in Arizona that took place at a hotel. And so we rented out a hotel, a Lowe's hotel for like, so you're living with these people. A lot of great actors, a lot of great comics, Richard Kind, Thomas Lennon, Adam Ray.
Nice.
We're all, Kellen Coleman, Willie Garson, God rest his soul. Like, we just lived there, and it was like a fraternity house. And so, like, that's some way you get to travel, but a lot of times you don't get to do that. And so I really enjoy traveling. And so this sort of helps, you know, scratch that itch of being, you know, doing stand-up.
Speaking of Richard Kind, what do you think of Everybody's in LA? Or I'm sorry, Everybody's Live.
It's awesome.
It's so awesome. Is that like the new goal for comedians to like possibly get on these more variety shows rather than the late night shows?
I think so, because there's so much more at stake.
Yeah.
It could go wrong, and it does. And I think that people love it because, like, you know, in like social media has sort of remember that Beach Boys song where they like mess up in the middle of it? Good Vibrations, but they kept the take in, right? So it's like that sort of was a thing that people were like, it's charming, and we have lost that because there's so much of a fake of mistakes that exist on social media that people are trying to capture, because when you do see something authentic that's not perfect, it gets all the likes in the world. So then people are trying to replicate authenticity instead of just like doing the thing. And the fact that that is live and things don't go well.
Oh, it's incredible.
I love it. I mean, I will watch a 10-minute clip.
Watched it yet.
Dude, it's so entertaining.
It's so good. And Richard Kind is like my favorite part almost because he's so sweet and fun. And
Is he on there all the time with him?
He's essentially
Sidekick.
Like the
sidekick.
Richard Kind?
Yeah, Richard Kind. And he always has something like not going well.
Yeah.
Like they give him something and he's always just like, and the bit will fail.
Yeah, dude.
And then he'll be like, well, I thought that bit was going to go better.
He was dressed as Gene
love
Simmons
that guy.
the other night, like a couple episodes ago. And it was the most ridiculous thing because you think it's, like, I was like, is that Richard or is it Gene Simmons? Because he's trying so hard.
Hilarious.
It's so good. And I think about that because the episode from this week, they had Tina Fey on and Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, this is the place to be for up and coming bands. And I wondered for comedians as well.
It's evolving. I mean, that's the thing. You got to think like, social media has helped us evolve so much faster than we ever thought we were going to do. But what's beyond that? For so long, that felt like the ceiling.
Well, not too long ago, if you were on The Tonight Show and did, a stand-up set on The Tonight Show, that was a career maker.
That was it.
Well, for
Now
sure.
it's-
But that's the thing. It's like, so then you go, if everybody's watching the internet at all times, like how do you stand out in a field of 1 billion people. And so then there's a new level, whereas you think of Saturday Night Live, people go, why is that show still relevant? I go, because it's the hardest show to do. The fact that you have to write a new show and do it live every week is so, whereas people get a million takes on their phone. And so you think, can somebody do it in the moment?
A show like that is also clip worthy. So something, people don't watch Saturday Night Live on Saturday night anymore.
Sure.
They'll watch the clips the next week.
But I think in the back of people's mind,
they'll hear about a sketch and they'll go on and look at it the next day.
But it looks different than anything else in the world because they do it live and because there's a pressure to it. And so you think like everybody's live to get on something like that. My manager tried to, when they did Willie Loman, they had all the Willie Lomans in the first episode of all these famous people that had played it in Death of a Salesman. So we've tried avenues because they'll be like, does anybody do this? Can anybody come out for it? But yeah, it's, you know, I mean, that's the thing, variety. Like that's what I'm trying to do with my life. Just sort of whatever seems fun, just to sort of, you know, explore that avenue. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but just have the opportunity to do it.
There's no clear path anymore either, dude.
Exactly.
I moderated the Moon Tower industry panel last week for our industry, and it was like trying to get them to even admit how much our industry's changed in 5 years was like, I'm like, it seems like now comedians are the new gatekeepers. You see big comics putting up-and-coming comics on their YouTube channels and blowing up that way, or, you know, we had the social media conversation where I was like, it kind of feels like we have to build our own brand before you guys even mess with us anymore.
100%.
There is no Jonathan Netflix walks into the club and it's like, this kid's got it. Whatever it is, I'm taking him to the top. It's like you almost
I'll make
have
you a
to have-
star.
Yeah, and like the Tonight Shows, everything's clipped up on YouTube, so you could do a Tonight Show set and maybe 4,000 people see it. And it's just kind of like, I think having variety is a smart, I think it's more about putting a lot of small buckets out into the world
sure.
now than it is trying to like put all this pressure on ourselves to be like, this is the path.
Well, you never know what's going to work. I mean, I did
something hits, man, and then
I started TikTok because I wasn't resistant to it, but it just wasn't my thing. You know, it was just I was with Instagram. I had like sort of not given up on Facebook, but I was like, do this, and then the amount that you'd have to post on TikTok, it forced me to start writing just like triple, because doing stand up and doing TikTok, two different things for me. You know, like you maybe get like a great crowd work clip, but I started doing impression videos for TikTok and stuff that I thought was going to crush. People politely were like, no.
You never know.
No, I'm saying, and then stuff that you're just like you throw out in the world. Like I had a video where we just did it. I did Anthony Bourdain at Costco, and it got like 4 million. Like I'm telling you, I have a team. These two of my best friends, they film me and we have a mic and they edit everything. We're like, oh, we'll just go do this. Like it was one of like,
throw it out there,
brother. We did like 10 things that week. And that was like the one where it was like 4 million or something, whatever.
Dude,
you never know.
there's a biopic that is being made.
I saw.
And you should have been it instead of freaking Dominic Sessa. I don't know who that is.
He was in The Leftovers with Paul Giamatti.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I mean, I can't vouch for him, but like you actually have more of a Bourdain look than that guy.
The last, with the Roadrunner.
Yeah,
was a great documentary where they used
AI.
They used AI Bourdain voice, which was a little creepy.
Which they say at the beginning, but I think people don't. If you miss like that first card, you don't even realize it.
Yeah, that was a little where they get somebody like creepy.
I know. Get in there.
Get in there.
Get in there, baby.
You are right, though, man. It's like, especially on social media. I remember when you're young, getting in the business and you're young and you don't have any resources. Like, I can't wait to make produced, polished, good sound, good editing, and now that's not even rewarded.
And now it's on your phone,
the
and
thing
you
that
throw
you
it
do
out
one
there.
take, one improv take, and you're like, I'll throw it up.
Oh, dude, I'm holding a microphone.
Yeah.
Because it was so windy. And so I literally am holding, it looks like the tiniest, little penis and just like right there. And I'm just like, and then people are like, all these sound guys are like, ditch the microphone. I'm like, no, because now it's like, that's the identity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, no, I'll never ditch holding the microphone.
Listen, Jonathan Kite, see him at Funny Bones St. Charles tonight and tomorrow. What else we got going on? Where else can we see you?
I'm on Instagram, Jonathan Kite, the Jonathan Kite on TikTok. To the Jonathan Kite that is on TikTok, call me. Let's work something out.
Oh, there's another one?
Dude, yeah, there's Jonathan Kite.
In there,
and then,
Is he squatting or is he posting?
I mean, you be the judge. Guys, call in.
Does he
weigh in.
Have you tried to reach out to
We reached out to the guy on Twitter. That's how long ago, before it was X. And this guy, swear to God, he he asked for an insane amount of money.
How much? How much did he want?
It might have been like 10 grand, but he wasn't like posting at all. It was like a dummy account, you know,
Just squatting on it.
just squatting. And then he changed his profile picture to mine, and then started ragging on my career. And then I was like, dude, I was like, God bless him, but you know. And then literally Twitter was just like, Yokum took it from him and goes, now it's yours.
Wow.
We didn't even ask that because you're like, you're not allowed to impersonate somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I was like, dude, we were.
dork.
I mean, it was such an olive branch that he turned into toilet paper, and I was just like, dude, why would you? And so, but Jonathan Kite, and then I'm touring all over, but I'm here this weekend, and then I've got a bunch of stuff coming out. I have Sneaks, which is an animated movie that's in the theaters right now with Martin Lawrence and Lawrence Fishburne and Chloe Bailey and everybody, and a bunch of stuff coming out. I've got an animated movie with Adam Devine and J.K. Simmons coming out in a couple months.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a hell of a cast.
I'll do an impression. What impression do you want me to do? Because I didn't do any. People are like, this guy rambled and talked about nonsense.
No, let it run.
All right. Can I give you one?
Sure.
One thing. Can you? All right. This will be 2 impressions.
But he offers one, and you insist on having two.
I don't want to just
Dick Cheney, and then I just cock a gun.
Prime Minister of Zimbabwe.
No, here we go. How about
I just do clicks.
Jeff Goldblum coaching Seth Rogen on how to order at Starbucks?
Yes. When you go, I always I get tea. Yum yum yum. Good for the throat. Good for the throat. And it's not that kind of bar, Seth. I gotta be honest with you. I have never been up this early in my life. And I don't want coffee or tea. I just want to go to a cannabis cafe.
There we go.
That was great. There it is. Ridiculous.
Mr. Jonathan Kite, see him at Funny Bone, St. Charles tonight and tomorrow. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome.
He's on a whirlwind promo tour this morning.
Thank you.
Can you sign our mannequin, by the way?
Yeah, dude, for sure. By the way, the whole interview, I'm like looking out the back and I'm like, is that a guy?
All right.
Like, I swear, the entire interview, and I was like, what? Because you know, when you do these radio shows, sometimes there's like 60 people in the room.
That's our mannequin.
That's
his
Carl.
Carl.
Yeah, he comes to life after the lights go
All right, 7:30 Friday, Traffic and Weather, Moon coming at you.
Traffic
Grab
is
on
brought to you
Celebrities
by
next.
Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Right lane blocked due to a stalled vehicle 64 westbound at Technology Drive. Today, your point forecast, scattered rain and storms. High is 79. Right now, it's 67 at the Point Studio.
Hey, if you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home or refinance, or if you're just looking to consolidate some of your credit card debt, maybe you don't know exactly who to call or what direction to get these things started, let me make it easy for you. Call Stewie, my boy, from Stewart's American Mortgage. Stewie's your guy. He's going to make it easy. Any questions on rates, the industry, the trends, give Stewie a call, and he'll be honest with you about what the best move is for your current situation, and he'll provide guidance and walk you through every step of the process. And the best news is his signature bagel loan is available for refinances as well as new homes if you're borrowing more than $200K. The Bagel Loan is the signature loan that covers typical costs associated with closing your loan, including things like no underwriting fees, no appraisal fees, no title fees, no lender fees, no closing costs. Plus, on a refi, you get more money back in your pocket, you get more cash back on a cash-out refinance, and you can refinance your home for free without adding to your previous amount. I am a comedian. I am an idiot, and even Stewie was able to explain this to me, so I know he can explain it to you. So call him up. He'll handle your with personalized service and integrity. It's worth the phone call. Talk things out with Stewie. He gives you his actual cell phone number. It's 31. Text him right now. Tell him you're going to see Jonathan Kite at St. Charles Funny Bone tonight, and he won't know what that means, but do it anyway. 314-324-4440, or you can Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
All right, it's 105.7 The Point, everything alternative. We are backstage. Big summer show happening. And look, it's my friends, Josh and Tyler from 21 Pilots.
Well, hey.
What's up, dudes?
Friends, what's up?
I wonder at how many more times that I interview you guys that we just turn the tables and you interview me. You know what I mean? Because this is literally like 4 or 5 times that we have spoken to each other. I just don't want you getting tired of me.
Actually, would you rather
Okay.
get attacked by 100 chicken-sized horses or 1 horse-sized chicken?
Oh, man, I think all the little horse-sized chickens. Wait.
All the little horses.
Horses.
It'd be like
chicken-sized
tiny little
chicken-sized horses.
Right.
There's something very creepy about that.
Yeah.
Not that I guess the big boy, they're both. That's neither one are particularly good, but I would go with
The tiny ones? Yeah, you could probably just kick them in the face and stuff.
Just step on them all.
That's what I've thought.
You would have that advantage a little bit, I guess. You were able to do that.
I've thought about this a lot, actually.
Well, guys, it's great to see you again. I don't believe that you have really, in essence, been off the road in a couple of years. Is that true? Has there been any long spells at home?
We had 3 days the other day, so yeah.
Well, it was a day of travel, then a day
That's
off,
true.
then another day of travel,
Yeah,
which I guess counts as 3 days. No, this is what we've always dreamed of.
Sure.
You know, when we first started talking about what it looked like to play music together, we thought, wouldn't it be cool to play more than 1 show in a month? Because, it just took us everything we had just to plan 1 local show as a local band. And then after that 1 show is over, you're just like, I got to wait another 3 weeks before I can play again. So this is, as much as there's difficult things like laundry and losing sense of time and relationships back home maybe lacking a little bit, this is really what we've always wanted to do, so we're not going to complain about it.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, and you've got much more still to come. I mean, you get a little bit of a break, then you're off to Australia, Korea, Japan, come home, couple weeks off, couple home shows in Columbus, correct?
Yep.
Which I'm sure will be bonkers. 2 months out, taking care of the United States, and then you are back to Europe.
Yeah.
Boy,
Is
oh
that-
boy.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, back to
this
Europe.
guy knows what
Yeah,
we're
you
doing.
know better than we do.
Dreaming of upgrading your outdoor space. Let me tell you about my experience with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. You know, they built me a brand new deck. They put in a gorgeous metal fence, and honestly, my yard has never looked better. So Chesterfield Fence and Deck's been a trusted name in St. Louis for 57 years. Still locally owned and operated since 1968. Their commitment to quality and professionalism shows in every single thing they do. From beautiful fences in wood, vinyl, aluminum, steel, to stunning cedar or those maintenance-free like I got, the Vecca deck, sunrooms, patios, screen rooms, and more. They offer the very best in outdoor living. Their team is a real deal. Expert project consultants help you find exactly what fits your home, and their professionally trained crews handle everything using their own trucks, tools, and warehouses. They even have an incredible showroom in Chesterfield with displays of all their products. Chesterfield Fence and Deck offers free in-home estimates, no obligation, free project design, plus everything they build is backed by a 5-year labor warranty and top-notch material warranties. Financing, it's easy. And mention the Rizz Show for 48 months of interest-free financing on your next project. The sign you have the very best, it's Chesterfield Fence and Deck. After all, who doesn't want a bigger deck? ChesterfieldFence.com.
We're talking about shopping local, right? STLmattressdirect.com. Mattress Direct, right here in St. Louis. Campbell Mattress, made here in Missouri. Missouri-made mattresses. Why pay to get a mattress made somewhere else and shipped here when you can get such a deal right here from Mattress Direct? And right now they're celebrating Campbell Mattress's 90th anniversary by giving you free sheets and 2 free pillows with the purchase of a Campbell mattress at Mattress Direct. Check them out now. STLmattressdirect.com.
Rizz. All right, welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. The Coleman's Campers text line, 314-649-DUMB. Mid-Culture Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. Crap on celebrities here in a moment. Friday Fail Stories, Rafe's E Memoriam. Again, thanks to Jonathan Kite for coming in, spending a couple minutes with us.
Good energy, good peaceful hang.
Nice fella. See him at Funny Bone St. Charles this weekend. All right, today is April the 25th. Back in the day, 35 years ago, 1990, the Hubble Space Telescope placed in orbit. 33 years ago, 1992, Jump by Crisscross. It's #1 in the U.S., where it stays for 8 weeks. 28 years ago, 1997, Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion was released. Scott's favorite movie.
Yep.
I love that movie.
It's an unbelievable film.
And it's a sequel's coming out.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was when I was at college for the 2 semesters I was there, they had like the campus TV.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only movie they had.
Hell yeah.
It was on like 24/7.
We have one DVD.
We have one movie.
Good flick.
23 years ago in 2002, Lisa Left Eye Lopez from TLC dies in a Honduras car accident. 18 years ago, 2007, Monster Mash singer Bobby Boris Pickett dies of leukemia at the age of 69. And 16 years ago, in 2009, we lost B. Arthur. And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
Well, after 2 unsuccessful attempts at a second festival, Billy McFarland says that now he is selling the rights to Fyre Festival. And he hopes that potential buyers will execute the vision of Fyre in a transparent, grand, and expeditious manner. It's clear that I need to step back and allow a new team to move forward independently, bringing the vision to life. So here's where we are, you guys.
So what happened was, okay, so we got Billy McFarland. This is the guy behind the Fyre Fest that didn't happen the first time. Then he went to jail for fraud and all that stuff.
Right.
So then he says there's going to be Fyre Fest 2.
Yeah, in Mexico.
Which Mexican officials say, we know nothing about this.
Right. Then he said, we're postponing.
And then he sells the brand, which is brilliant.
It's so brilliant.
So what he did was, there was no Fyre Fest 2. He just got publicity for the brand name, Fyre Fest.
He just showed that it can catch
steam.
But
you're going to be paying the restitutions.
What do you
Because-
mean? Somebody just bought it off him.
He says, giving control of the brand to a new group is the most responsible way to follow through on what we set out to do. Build a global entertainment brand, host a safe and legendary event, continue to pay restitution for those who are owed from the first festival.
Okay, so I'm sure this
$26 million.
Okay, so he sold the brand, and this may put a little dent in whatever he owes. But this Firefest 2 thing, I think, was strictly a publicity thing to get the name Firefest back out there.
Back out there? Yep.
Wow.
So how much do you sell it for?
I don't know how much he's selling it
If he
for. I don't
owes
know how much it's worth.
26 million still. I mean, you would hope that you would sell it for somewhere near that.
I mean, it's a name with recognition. It's like people know Firefest.
It had a documentary.
Right. We'll just have to wait and see. 5 months after Sammy Hagar announced that he had written and recorded a song in tribute to Eddie Van Halen, comes now the encore Thank You, Good Night. And so here's Sammy Hagar talking about the writing process of writing this song.
All right, Sammy Hagar.
Nope, that is the song.
Here we go.
Here we go.
It's a song I wrote to Eddie saying thank you for the good times, for the fortune, for the fame, for the songs, the music. Just thank you, thank you. It's right from my heart. And Joe, after being on the Best of All Worlds tour, playing all the Eddie's stuff, was very easy to communicate with about what would Eddie do when I handed him this chord change or this lyric, or this riff. And he killed it.
So Joe is Joe Satriani. And so here is a little snippet of the song. Again, it's called Encore, Thank You, Good Night. And it actually starts with an eruption style lick that you
So
just heard.
is this the song that Sammy Hagar says came to him
Yes.
Eddie came to him in a dream?
Yes.
And said, here's the song.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is called Encore, Thank You, Good Night. And this is Joe Satriani playing this?
Yep.
I'm going to pause it, get to the singing.
Okay.
I'm going to get to the singing.
Michael.
And this is Michael Anthony on bass?
Yep, and Kenny Aronoff on drums. It doesn't sound that bad.
It sounds like a Van Halen song.
It sounds like Hagar era Van Halen, and it's a shame that Jason Bonham couldn't be on drums. Kenny Aronoff had to step in last year because Jason's mom went into the hospital. He went off the tour of the Best of All Worlds tour, but I mean, it sounds pretty good. And you know that I'm a DLR girl through and through.
What are you guys even talking about? I blacked out for like 2 minutes just now.
Yeah, no, you don't have to worry about it.
All right.
It's okay.
I went back.
Trying to be diplomatic.
I just saw katanas dancing in my head for like 2 minutes.
You don't have to worry about it.
Thank you.
Sammy Hagar and the Best of All Worlds band performed Sunday at Stagecoach Festival in Indio, California, before they begin a Vegas residency at the Dolby Live at Park MGM. Kisses Eugene Simmons has listed his 7,700 square foot Beverly Hills mansion for $14 million. I was taking a little virtual tour through this thing. This house is bad.
I bet you got charged for it.
What's
Is
that?
this the one from the Family
No,
Jewel show?
I think that one was a couple houses ago. But this house is sweet. I mean, from the outside, it looks like kind of a business, but then you go in and it's pure luxury. Everybody's leaving California, though. So
you said Eugene Simmons.
Simmons.
I think Gene Simmons' real name is Chaim.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Chaim Witz, if I'm not mistaken, which may
Eugene.
It's pretty rock and roll. Why not stick with that?
Chaim Witz?
Yeah.
Kirk Hammett says he would definitely be interested in having Metallica play the Sphere in Vegas. He told The Hollywood Reporter, that's a great example of how venues are changing. That's using modern technology to the fullest to really up the levels of production and entertainment, connected to AI, making it a crazy experience. So,
I would see anyone at the Sphere. Anyone.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who.
Metallica would be cool.
good.
I would see a band that I don't like there because it's such a cool experience.
I would too. Honestly, if I was out in Vegas and there was whoever playing,
Yeah, I
and
saw
I
it.
get tickets, I would go.
Do you think a lot of people are that way?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
The 2SG need to play there. This would be perfect.
I'm not that way. I want to see, to me, it's kind of like when I went to Red Rocks for the first time and I waited. It was Deftones and Incubus, and it was like, it blew my freaking mind. I want that to have the same, I want it to be a band that I love, that I'm making the effort and splurging on.
I think with that place, it's more than the band. It's the actual atmosphere.
Yeah, my former lawyer is a huge Grateful Dead fan. Or is it Dead or Fish? Who's there right now?
Fish was there.
And Dead's there.
That was there before.
That was there before.
Okay, well, I think he is a
Fish
giant,
not there anymore.
No.
He's a giant Grateful Dead
Eagles now
fan, and he was posting a whole bunch of stuff from the Sphere. I don't like the Grateful Dead. I don't know anything about it. I don't care. But even just the 15-second videos that he was sharing, I went, "Oh my gosh, I gotta see this show." Like it made me want to think. It made me think that I have to see Grateful Dead at the Sphere. It was that cool looking.
Yeah.
My friends went to the Eagles and said they needed all the light bells and whistles because they sounded pretty bad.
Oh no!
What? The Eagles?
That's what they said.
That sucks.
Said that they sound their age. Said that they just can't hit the notes anymore, and that they needed all the pomp and circumstance to make the show serviceable.
I don't want to.
It's a bummer to hear.
Well, tread lightly. I mean, go see whatever show you want, or wait till your favorite one's there. You do have a tie-dyed T-shirt on, so you saying you'd go see that.
Yeah.
It's very on brand for you right now.
I don't even know anything about the Dead, dude.
I know, dude.
I really don't.
Benny Blanco just keeps winning points with fans, and he is just the sweetest to his fiancee, Selena Gomez. Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
Back in March, he took her to the mall for a prom-style photo shoot, Rizz. Since she'd never gotten to go as a teenager because she was a big star.
Too much.
He even rented a limo, wore a classic tux. Selena wore a mauve strapless ball gown with a black choker because, of course, she did. And they had a really good time. This man is so in love with her, and he is doing
too much.
Everything he can to make her dreams come true. And it was a prom photo shoot. I think it's darling. I know you're annoyed.
It's annoying. It's
It's too much.
It is. It's too much.
He's just so in love with her.
I know.
He can't help it.
It's coming off as a bit thirsty, and I get it.
He is thirsty.
He's an ugly guy, and
she's so cute.
Okay, I want to say he's an ugly guy. He's got a look to him.
Okay.
And he's clearly outkicked his coverage.
He doesn't. You know what? He doesn't care what you men think. He is out here.
He's very rich.
Living his best dreams with his girl.
Don't put me into that. I don't even know who you're talking about.
And by the way, I am a Benny Blanco fan. I mean, that man has written and been
that guy
involved with some huge songs. I mean, produced some massive hit songs.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Good for him.
I'm happy for him.
Why don't we talk about this since that's making you throw up? Hardy is hanging out in a creek bed, and then all of a sudden, oh boy sees a snake. What does he do? Goes up, picks it up. What does it do? Bites him. And then what does he do? He gets a stick, and he shimmies the fangs out of his hand.
Of course he does.
And it was, and he didn't even cry. It was great. I was very impressed. Bert Kreischer says, you casually grabbing a stick to pry its jaw off your hand is possibly the most redneck thing I've ever seen.
Them snake bites don't hurt all that bad.
Really?
Well, it just depends on the snake.
Well, I would think I would be dying.
I would be at the hospital.
Nah,
like I'd be airlifted from the creek.
What kind of snake are we talking about here?
Who knows? Again,
it was like just some random Hoosier snake.
I mean, look, all the scars on my fingers are all from snake bites.
They are?
On my knuckles.
Yeah, but they're from the snake you had in a terrarium.
No, they're not. No, that
Where
was
did you get
one
bit by
thing
a
on here.
snake,
This
though?
was when I was a kid. I was chasing snakes, and I thought it was a black snake, and it was a blue racer. And they're a bit
my
more aggressive.
Lord.
But it didn't hurt. I was bleeding all over the place, but they don't hurt. It's like razor
very
sharp.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt too
Okay,
much.
well, I don't look forward to knowing how not hurtful it is. I don't want. Can you imagine just willy-nilly you're out in the yard and then all of a sudden you just get bit by a snake?
And I'm assuming a cobra bit me. I'm like, I'm dying.
You're
I gotta
dead.
keep my arm elevated above my arm.
Yeah. I'm misidentified, so don't do what I'm doing. But
That would force the blood into your heart.
Okay.
Right, the venom is in your
See,
heart
I don't
now.
know what to do.
I know.
Lower my hand, my arm. I'm gonna
Pee on your hand.
Quick, somebody pee on my hand.
Why did he stop, drop, and roll? That's the only thing he knew.
I would do all the things. I'd pee on my hand. I'd stop, drop, and roll.
Anyway, you want to see a guy doing man stuff, check out Hardy's Instagram because
Hell
it's
yeah.
all over. Lego Masters is going to return with season 5 this summer on Fox, premiering May 19th. And Will Arnett once
Pretty
again.
good show.
is
Has
gonna
anybody
be the
watched
host.
that? Lego Masters?
I have not, but I did see Lego. This could be a rumor. But I saw that Lego and Daft Punk might be doing a collab with the two robot heads with the mixing station, Daft Punk in Lego form.
So a Daft Punk.
Like the pyramid, like around the world music video, they could be Legolizing that.
Like an animated set to buy?
Yes.
Because they're snappy.
That's cool.
Snap, snap, snap.
And I'm into that big time.
That's not Daft Punk, is that?
No,
that's
Pharrell.
Pharrell.
Get out of here.
Same difference.
You're thinking of Get Lucky, which has
Get
Pharrell in
Lucky.
it. And Daft Punk. Saturday Night Live will wrap its 50th season with Walton Goggins making his SNL hosting debut on May 10th. Arcade
Whoa.
Fire will be the musical act.
They just got in trouble for the White Lotus thing with Amy. What's her name?
Yeah, with the teeth.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
didn't they kind of walk
made-
that back a little bit too?
They did. They
sent her an
sent
apology.
flowers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which I thought was nice. May 17th will be Scarlett Johansson, who is pregnant with Colin Jost's baby. So the baby and Scarlett will be hosting for the 7th time for the season finale with a musical performance by Bad Bunny. This is interesting. Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos claims that the streaming giant is, quote, saving Hollywood. During the Time 100 summit, he boldly claimed, "We're saving Hollywood. We're a very consumer-focused company. We deliver the program to you in a way that you want to watch it. What is the consumer trying to tell us? That they want to watch movies at home." And he said that heading to the movie theater was, quote, an outmoded idea for most people, not for everybody.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of heat for this. He's basically saying people don't go to the movies anymore. And so I ask you guys, do you prefer to watch movies at home or go to the theater?
Depends on the movie, you know?
That's what my thing is. I'm the type that would rather see a certain movie on the big screen, and I'm fine with seeing certain movies at home.
Right.
They've
Like
made
Dune.
every single right choice. So whatever he's saying is probably on it. I still think Netflix bang for the buck is one of the worst values,
Same.
but I also think it's one of the best run companies that we have seen in 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that dude knows what he's talking about. And I would not be surprised if they're not doing podcasts and video podcasts and all that stuff, because their only competition right now, and I read this yesterday, is YouTube. YouTube has like 16% of the market, and Netflix is at 13%. They are gunning for YouTube, and what's YouTube doing? The playlists and the podcasts and all that. I would bet you Netflix is going there next.
What could a company do to get you to the movie theater more? I mean, they're trying everything. I mean, with the reserved seats, with the in-theater experience, with the food.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Alamo does it right. That makes me want to. It's a destination. I want to have fun dinner, but it's good. It's not like crap quality.
But it's expensive.
And cool. It's expensive, but that's fine. I will pay for the luxury. I love the seating. I love the menu that's customized to the film and like a cocktail. I love how they do like it's not just previews. They have like a little cultivated music video type of thing before. It's very cool.
It's going to be that or nothing.
Now, but it's you and Tim going. Try taking a family of 4 or 5.
Yeah, you can't.
And it is.
Well, that's why they should come for me. They
Crazy
should come for me, the single. I have no children to care for. I have the extra income to throw at the experience and luxury. Or they do come for families, and they do a discounted rate for families with like kid foods.
Well, I feel like it's just going to be the next IMAX. Like IMAX is like an experience where like a special movie was made for IMAX, like Dunkirk or the Sinners movie or whatever, and it's shot in a certain aspect ratio and all these different things, and it's a special, and you go for that. I just
think it's over.
I think the Alamo stuff and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be specialty things that were made for theaters, and it's whoever can get out there, and it's going to be that and all the kids' movies, and everything else is going to go straight to services.
What do you mean
for home.
it's over?
I think movie theaters are going away the dodo bird. I think there's an inevitable, the same way that there's like a drive-in or two left in America, we're headed there. People don't consume stuff that way anymore, and it's unfortunate because I don't know what the industry will do to pivot. I don't know that. I mean, they've done so much to get people back in the theaters, and it just doesn't seem to be working.
I know what will work. It's nostalgia. Like when you see we did it for Goonies last year. Like you see, or Lost Boys, when you see a movie that you had not, like I did that with The Crow last year. I'd never seen The Crow in theaters. They decided to play it. That to me gets me to the movie theater.
Yeah, that's that's not going to save an industry.
If they
That's
do
not
it.
going to save the industry.
Well, age out of it. You age out of nostalgia when the next generation has none.
That's true.
I guess if Netflix or something like that did a double whammy where, you pay for that, and then maybe $5 extra they start acquiring like the AMCs or something like that.
There would have to be a new technology, I think.
Like what?
I don't
know.
know.
Teleportation to a movie theater where I don't have to drive to it.
Fine.
Something in, I don't know, maybe like hyper 3D, where it feels like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm in the movie.
I'm in the movie. Like VR or something. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like the silver screen is sought after anymore. And it's a bummer because it is cool. A lot of movies.
What if they start putting beds instead of, like the, you know what I'm saying?
They've tried the couches. They've tried the lounge chairs. It might as well be
couch,
a bed.
Dude.
They've catered.
Here's what they're competing
with the recliners, it might as well be a bed. They
But
might
you
as well
can't
give
snuggle your person in the recliner.
But that's the
There's
thing.
The
That
armrest.
they're not just competing with everything we've mentioned. They're competing with the ability. Technology has come to a point where we can afford to have these giant screens. And if you saw somebody in the 80s that had a movie theater in their basement, they were the richest people ever. Now you can get a huge screen with great surround sound and sit in your bed.
Yeah, and have a comfy bed or huge recliner. I don't know.
Yeah, for a decent price.
For the price of not going to the movies.
Guys, Sarah Michelle Gellar says the secret to her 22-year-long marriage to Freddie Prinze Jr. is what? What do you think that these two stars believe is the...
Show me threesomes.
That's incorrect. Good guess, though. No bad guesses here.
Show me bondage things.
No, we're in a weird place. No.
Show me.
Not any sexual things.
Show me
not working in Hollywood for 15 years.
Yeah.
Good guess, but
getting
not that.
famous and getting unfamous at the exact same time.
Yeah, and being very wealthy.
No. Guys.
Show
the
me.
Secret.
Okay,
Jeez.
I'm not going to go there.
All right, thank
I'm
you.
not gonna,
Let me just get through
I was gonna
this.
show me.
Are
Anal?
you pointing to your butt?
I didn't like.
No.
I didn't like how far out you went.
But you're not. Listen, you're
I didn't
not.
like how
too
far you
I was
far.
going to go. I was going to go.
You're not too far off, actually. So, points for Rizz. They say Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. With the secret to their 22-year-long marriage is separate bathrooms. Nobody's farting in front of each other at the Prinze Jr. house. Yes.
That's not why they have separate.
So, just heads up, if you want to make it last, don't poop in front of your man. Okay. Anthony Anderson and Cedric the Entertainer have teamed up with Arby's. They created an AC barbecue brand a few years ago.
So Cedric, St. Louis zone, turning his back on Line's Choice. How about that?
How about that?
Going with who?
Arby's.
Arby's is not a competitor, by the way. Arby's is Carl Buddig in a store.
Well, that's great. Arby's has created 2 new sandwiches featuring AC's barbecue sauces, so a 1/4 pound pulled pork and a 1/4 pound brisket. The sauces are Cedric's sweet bussin brown sugar sauce and Anthony's spicy chipotle smoke sauce. And you can start eating these things all damn day long, April 28th at Arby's. In theaters this weekend, The Accountant 2. This is getting 76% on the tomato meters. Ben Affleck, J.K. Simmons, and John Bernthal. So this is just a follow-up to Christian Wolf, has a talent for solving complex problems.
The Accountant 1 was great.
That's what I hear. So we'll see how.
And you know what?
What?
It's a shoot 'em up, Ben Affleck action movie. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Don't think too much about it.
Yeah,
I've seen it and I can't remember anything about it, so I clearly wasn't thinking too much about it.
I think he's autistic, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I met an accountant yesterday. I was at Marshall's. Not to just go off on this real fast, but the accountant told me that he changed clothes before coming to Marshall's because he didn't want to wear his cool suit to Marshall's and he had to return a $10 bread box. And it was a weird conversation.
So he had a...
Like, is he an assassin?
How do you get into conversations in this scenario?
I was just in line checking out and he's like, wanting to talk. So
He wanted to talk to you?
Oh, yeah. I was very, and I'll talk to anybody, but this guy, and I go, I don't think you're getting a refund, dude. That was on clearance. And he's like, oh, I have the charm. I'm an accountant.
The charm.
What?
Yeah, they're known for their
I'm in
charm.
finance.
The number charms.
Don't worry. I'm an accountant.
I'm about to turn on the accountant charm.
Do you want to be audited?
Like, why are you yelling?
He did get the refund. I was
gonna
like,
say,
what the
are you going to
hell?
tell us the
This man
ending?
got
No,
himself
I did.
a refund.
Before I left, I looked back. I was like, did he? And he was getting it, dude. He was getting freaking
Got the refund.
$10.
This man got himself a refund.
And finally, the last thing that's in theaters this weekend, Until Dawn. This movie looks crazy. 1 year after a sister, Melanie, mysteriously disappears, Clover and her friends head to the remote valley where she vanished in search of answers. This is a horror film that looks insane. 62% on Rotten Tomatoes. And those 2 things are in theaters. And that is all of your crap on celebrities.
Celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Megan Fahey. Daphne on The White Lotus is 35. Jonathan Bailey, that's Lord Anthony Bridgerton on Bridgerton, is 37. D'Angelo Williams, former Steeler and Panther running back, is 42. Tim Duncan, retired NBA superstar, is 49. Jason Lee is 55. Renee Zellweger is 56. Joe Buck, St. Louis's own, is 56. Eric Avery, the co-founder and bass player of Jane's Addiction, is 60. Hank Azaria, voice of, well, half of The Simpsons.
And Apu.
Yeah, is 61. Talia Shire, that's Adrian in the Rocky movies. Also, Connie Corleone in the Godfather movies. And yes, you may remember her as the old Geico Caveman commercials where she was the therapist. She's also the sister of Godfather director Francis Ford Coppola. Who knew? And the mother of Jason Schwartzman. Who knew that?
Wow.
And the aunt of Nicolas Cage and Sofia Coppola. Who knew that? Talia Shire is 79. Stu Cook, the Creedence Clearwater Revival guitar player this time, is 80. And Al Pacino is how old?
Ooh, 80.
84.
82.
83.
Wrong.
89.
Wrong. He is 85
years old. And today's porno birthday, which being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is, her name is Amanda.
Yeah.
Hug and kiss.
Space blow.
Amanda.
Okay.
Pause.
Blow.
Okay. Today's birthday girl's been in 74 fine films, including The Babysitter Diary 6.
Amanda.
Pause. Blow. Black Kong Dong 8, and then she took a break and she came back for Black Kong Dong 30.
That was recovery time.
It's okay, she's my mother-in-law 14.
Whoops.
Not Milk and Honey, but MILF and Honey. She was in Perverse Enema Fun 2, White Kong Dong 13.
Oh.
So she was in Black Kong Dong 8 and 30 and White Kong Dong 13. And who could forget her role in 2011's Cuckolded on My Wedding Day?
Oh.
3.
That's my favorite.
You guys watched 16 Candles recently? Because I did. And Long Duck Dong is the name of the character
Oh, yes.
who is the Asian man
Yes.
who's the exchange student. And I'm
Yes.
like, this did not age well. The whole movie is a freaking mess.
Amanda, pause, Blow is 50 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll come back, and Rafe will regale us with this week's Memoriam.
Coming at you.
And some food news, including something at Taco John's. Taco John's. Taco John's making the food news, the national food news.
I just floated above my chair for a second. I'm excited. I haven't heard.
It's 8:05. It is Friday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Looks like the highways are clear for now. Your point forecast, scattered rain and storms. High of 79. Right now it is 67 at the Point Studio.
Well, gentlemen, we will see you in St. Louis on Sunday. We are so excited to have Point Fest back and to have you guys be a part of it. But I want to kind of talk about this from a couple of different angles, all right? First and foremost, the crew that you have working with you in the Seether camp, I'm sure is scaled down because of, the craziness that is the pandemic. But can you talk about like sort of what the crew is doing now, added responsibility that they weren't doing before to keep you guys safe for all these shows, just so you can play them?
Go ahead, Johnny. Actually, for us, our little world, obviously, venues will have different rules, mask mandates backstage. Our crew, we still have a full crew. We have our regular setup, our techs and front of house. So it's such a healthy thing and a great thing to be playing shows again, man. This time last year, we never, we didn't know what was going to happen. And here we are doing shows again. And it was the first one was almost like a spiritual experience. It was a show in Ohio. And it was just so great to be on stage, playing music, being a band and doing what we do, man. I missed it so much.
About Michael's flooring yesterday, and somebody said to me, you talk about Mike Reynolds and his ponytail so often. Somebody's going to go in there one day and try cutting the damn thing off. And I thought that would be devastating. I mean, I'm sure Mike would look good with any hairstyle that he has, but when you grow your hair out that long and it's a ponytail and you kind of become known for it and, your name's on the door. It's Michael's Flooring. So people kind of have this idea of like who Michael is, and you've been hearing me talk about Michael's now for a couple months, and people have come to rely on that ponytail. And honestly, I'd be devastated if somebody walked into Michael's flooring and they weren't looking for hardwood floors or carpet or tile flooring or, linoleum. And instead they just walked in and did some sort of like hair crime and cut off his ponytail. So I don't want that to happen. I just, I'm taking up your time. I just want to make sure everybody knows, like, Mike Reynolds has a great ponytail.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just trying to tell people, like, when you go to one of the locations, you're going to see him and you should compliment him. You should say, look, Lern talks about it nonstop, and I just want to come see it for myself, Mike. Just want to see it for myself. And I also would like to schedule some floors. Michael's flooring.
Your chair at least stops. Mine just steadily moves. So I could not be facing you by the time this interview is over. All right, so here we are, Enterprise Center, gigantic sold-out show with 21 pilots tonight. Josh, it's really great to see you again, man.
Yeah, great to see you too.
So first things first, so we did this promotion a little bit earlier where a bunch of our winners asked you guys questions.
Yeah.
And first of all, the questions from the listeners were amazing.
Fantastic.
I mean, they were really great, really well thought out. But also what I really appreciated, man, is that you and Tyler took the time to really answer the questions. It wasn't just a little goofball, smart ass answer and then move on. You guys really took the time, and you could tell that everybody appreciated. I think it just shows the kind of guys that you guys really are. You know what I mean? That you genuinely appreciate these fans, and it's not just a lip service situation.
Yeah, I think, well, that was really cool, that format, by the way. I think we've done a few like that, but it's a little bit less common to kind of have people in a room, people who have invested and actually have really cool questions to ask. And I think over the years of doing interviews, and we've talked to you a bunch, and I think it becomes easier for us to kind of be able to pick out the legitimacy of where somebody's coming from with asking a question, and then you kind of can begin to choose where you put in, how deep do I want to go with this answer? How surface level do I want to go? And I feel like, even you've been always invested and super cool, and have questions that make sense and that I think a lot of people probably want to know. And also being fans of music, when we'll look up interviews of other artists, and sometimes interviews of ourselves, and think hey, was that good? Was that adequate? How did we come off? And you really kind of learn a lot through that. So it was cool. I think, that dynamic earlier was really special.
Well, and one of the things that we learned a little bit earlier was that this interview situation is, and I'm going to say this nicely, probably less than ideal for you. You don't love being the guy getting interviewed. Is that true? Is this, you know what I mean? And it's you and I know that we have interviewed each other a few times. So, but it honestly, sometimes, are you uncomfortable with it? Do you not love doing it?
It's a good question. Here's how I'll answer it: is it has nothing to do with the actual process of interviewing. I've kind of grown up and been in and out of anxiety and had just this trouble. I don't like being the center of attention, which makes it sometimes hard to be in a two-person band. And kind of when I was younger, what got me into the drums.
Right, if you've ever thought about a vasectomy, you owe it to yourself to talk to the experts at South County Urological. They're highly experienced in the no-scalpel vasectomy, less invasive than other sterilization techniques, and covered by most insurances. It's quick. It's a simple procedure. You would go in on a Friday like today, and most guys are ready to get back to work by Monday. And then you get the prescription to Joe, and they do a lab test to confirm your success. You might feel a little minor swelling or discomfort for about a week, but most men say it's no big deal. For me, no big deal. If you're worried about your sex life, don't be. There's no change in interest or ability to perform. South County Urological also offers kidney stone treatments and prostate health screening. So if you're ready for peace of mind, Go to southcountyurological.com. That's southcountyurological.com, or call 314-843-8000. That's 314-843-8000. Take control of your future. It's South County Urological. southcountyurological.com.
And here's something that I firmly believe in. We're just going to start the interview here because it just seems like a good place to pop off. But I want the artist to do what the artist wants to do. If you want to make 5 radio songs in a row, great. If you want to make 5 fan tracks in a row, great, because I feel like it's your art. So who the hell are we to tell you when it needs to be a radio single or when it needs to be this or that? It needs to be whatever the hell you're feeling, whenever the hell you're feeling it.
Yeah, and you're right. It froze a little bit. Popular Monster was not supposed to be a radio song.
For the program, Rafe's got his in memoriam here in just one moment. I thought maybe some good news.
Come on with it.
Taco John's in the news. They've teamed up with 5 Hour Energy.
Okay. All right.
Is this good? I don't know.
Not the movie I saw coming. All right.
Rafe, are you ready to spice up your morning and your tacos?
Energy tacos?
Because
Exploder tacos?
Taco John's. Here we go. 5 Hour Energy has teamed up with Taco John's to unveil a new limited edition mango habanero hot sauce packed with a surprising kick of caffeine. That's right, just in time for Cinco de Mayo. The sauce blends sweet mango with fiery habanero with a full 200 milligrams of caffeine in every shot-sized portable bottle.
All right.
Dangerous.
You know, mango habanero is having its moment.
It is.
It's everywhere. I mean, nobody has a lack of mango habanero products right now.
There's no lack of mango habanero.
It's everywhere.
In other Taco John's news,
okay,
I've been getting a few screenshots from people, some pictures from the wild. Local Marshalls, local Walmarts, local TJ Maxx's. Taco John's gift cards just started showing up in the little aisle where they have all the Cabela's and Bass Pro.
Oh, yeah.
Do they know something we don't know?
Well, I thought they were supposed to be opening up some in the
We've
area.
been hearing it. We've been hearing it, but I haven't seen breaking ground. But they have rechargeable gift cards at all the local stores, and I'm wondering if something's afoot, my man.
Well, listen, if you want to take this 5 Hour Energy mango habanero thing, Taco John's, it's part of their No Siesta Fiesta bundle, which includes 6 tacos, 2 orders of potato olays, and a bottle of that sauce.
The No Siesta Fiesta.
Just put it in my veins.
I'm not sleeping for 5 days.
Exploder.
I will not be asleep for 5 days.
You got a new water?
I loved 5 hour energy drinks. Like, it's the only way that I was able to get through like bartending and serving.
Oh, that stuff would give me heart palpitations.
I mean, but it was the only way, like, just keep your bubbly ass awake at 3 a.m., you know? Like, that was it. That was
She's
the only
right.
way.
Because that's from the early 2000s, right? So when I was working...
Well, I mean, it was going for a while.
When was...
When I was doing nights.
5 Hour Energy.
When
like
I was
07.
doing...
No, I'm saying when it first came out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When it first came out, I remember them giving cases full of the radio station.
Really?
Cases. Oh, yeah, and we were giving them out. We were giving them out at events.
Too bad you didn't closet some, because when I was doing nights at the point, and weekends and everything, I was here, you know, middle of the night. So I was 5 Hour Energy. I mean, that was like a nightly thing
this
for me.
this is before you. So I mean, we had cases of them, and we're giving them out. And then of course, you know, it'd be like 1 to a listener, and then 2 for me. And I was like, wow, that's my heart. I could feel my heart, beating very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I sweating? It's those 5 Hour Energy. So much caffeine.
So this salsa is 200 milligrams.
That's like 1 cup of coffee.
That's
200
2 cups.
milligrams.
2 cups?
200 milligrams and 200 milligrams in every shot-sized portable bottle.
Because it says the average is average cup for a cup of coffee. Average caffeine is 95 milligrams.
You know, what are they going to do? Like, I mean, St. Louis Bread Co. Panera just had to get rid of their caffeinated lemonade because people are having heart attacks and not knowing that they were drinking
But that was
caffeinated
that
lemonade.
whole thing, because they were calling it charged lemonade.
Right.
And they were unclear as to how much. At least when you know you're having a 5 Hour Energy, you know what
Well,
the
you
deal
hope
is.
so. I mean, I could see this becoming a lawsuit for Taco John's. I'm just trying to, for Fightin' Johnny's sake, get that out there and say you better have labels on everything.
Well,
It's,
right
just,
now,
it's like sending meth to the front lines. The Fightin' Johnnies are just getting caffeinated, just high up.
well, right now you get it
Kamikaze.
Minneapolis, Milwaukee, the Kansas City area, and Boston. So
Let's go.
Health experts recommend no more than 400 milligrams of caffeine per day for healthy adults.
okay.
Darn it.
All right.
Amateur hour.
What if you do it with a taco? Then it kind of equals out, right?
5-hour amateur hour.
Jack in the Box has announced plans to close between 150 and 200 of its underperforming restaurants. So about 10% of its locations nationwide will be closing. They're not saying where or when this is going to happen. Well, they did say 80 to 120 of those closures could happen by the end of the year. And they have not released a list of which spots are shutting the doors. But I guess Jack in the Box is working to boost cash flow to pay down a $300 million debt over the next couple of years.
Eek.
On top of that, the company's exploring the possibility of selling
This is crazy.
Del Taco.
Yeah, I saw that. That's heartbreaking. But I'm in hopes that Del Taco gets bought by somebody who wants to bring it back to St. Louis. It is the best.
You can tell they're on a little bit of a cash crunch.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen any, and maybe I'm just not where they're advertising, but I haven't seen any Jack in the Box advertising like they used to.
Like
Well,
the old
sales-
school good ones. Yeah.
Sales fell 4.5% in the second quarter this year. Why? I don't know.
That one in Crestwood has to be closing down. I haven't seen anybody there. Granted, I'm never there, but after the mall went defunct, that Jack in the Crack went out.
Jack in the Crack.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the good.
I love that. I haven't heard that in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Jack in the Crack.
That's what it was called.
That
Is that what it was called?
That just came out. Yeah, I didn't even realize I said that.
I never heard of it that way.
That's high school,
really?
dude.
Yeah,
like the
I
old
didn't grow up
school-
with Jack in the Box.
I know. I'm telling
really?
you.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't after
Well, after an experience
1990.
with a certain sandwich.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't had it either.
With a certain lemon pepper sandwich.
Wow.
I haven't had it since 1993.
Well, they're looking to sell off Del Taco possibly because that's getting crushed too, especially Taco Bell's killing them.
I'll invest. The Dancing Dells, we already
The
are gonna
Dancing
send a
Dells.
check. Yeah.
Let's pump the brakes, Scott.
Let him have
We're
his.
trying to
We
get
have to hear
Taco
yours.
John's in here first.
Let's get the important one, Del Taco. Then Taco
I know we
John's
can't
can
we
come
can't
in.
saturate
Yeah.
the movement. We're splitting the party, man.
Okay. But the
Saturate
Dancing
the
Dells are
movement.
serious.
McDonald's launching a brand new menu item nationwide next month called the McCrispy Strips.
McCrispy strips.
The McCrispy Strips.
I can't. I'm off
dirty.
fast food for the near future. I can't be doing McCrispy strips. Okay.
Please.
You're going to be having to get a McBypass.
I am. My cholesterol's through the roof. I'm well on my way to cardiovascular
I've got a
disease.
colonoscopy coming up next month.
Yeah, Rafe and I.
Rafe, we found 4 McCrispy strips.
Yeah, we found pink
fully
slime.
intact
We found
in
a
your colon.
sludge of pink slime in your colon.
Well, this is them trying to take on the chicken finger.
Have at it, dude.
The chicken finger thing with Raising Cane's.
McDonald's needs to just cool it. They got a couple things going for them: the fry, their burgers, their Happy Meals, and the Filet-O-Fish. And that's just just leave it at that. You don't have to be. Stop trying to be Chick-fil-A. You're not. You're the OG.
We are now okay. So remember, it was the chicken sandwich wars, and everybody's doing chicken sandwiches. I think we're now in the chicken strip war.
But don't they understand that it's not the chicken strips? No one's going to Chick-fil-A for that. No one's going to Cane's
What
for
are they
that.
going for?
They're going for the gosh dang sauce. If you're going to release this chicken strip, you got to release a
they
sauce.
are, and it's called the creamy chili dip.
And that's what I'm talking about.
No. They already have the sauce. Their tangy barbecue is renowned.
Yeah,
but
they're
nobody
already good with- they're already good with their
Yeah, but
sauce.
young people don't know that. The young people that are going to
do you mean?
Cane's for that weird, skinless, I don't know what that is. It's like two things combined that aren't supposed to be
Yeah.
together. They always slip out from one another. But
The
the
breading
sauce
always slips off.
Yeah, it's so weird, but the sauce is good, and Chick-fil-A it made its whole brand on the whole sauce eventually. If they need to release a new sauce, even if it's an old sauce,
Right.
that has some new name that these kids fall in love with and go.
Listen,
viral.
and maybe this is something else. The creamy chili dip. It's a savory, sweet, and tangy sauce.
Nah, it's Chick-fil-A sauce, dog.
Listen.
Is that what this is? Is that what?
Oh yeah.
You know where McDonald's could really step their stupid game up is in the dessert section, okay? I can only handle a pocket hand pie once a year. But if they would like to acquire the rights to Choco Taco for some reason and bring that back, or maybe it doesn't have to be a taco, I don't know, like ice cream pouch or whatever, ice cream pie, and start selling that, maybe I'm on board. But they can't even get their damn ice cream
Do they
machines
do
fixed.
apple pie la mode anymore?
No.
Did
It
I
comes
ask?
in the little cardboard
For an
hand
apple
pie
pie?
little carrier. It's
Hey.
delicious, but that's all there is.
Hey, take a look at this picture and tell me it doesn't look really good.
It does look good.
It does look good.
That looks like it was microwaved. That doesn't look good at all.
Well,
doesn't.
so does
You're out of
so
your
does Raising
mind.
Cane's, but this looks like the
That's
skin
a
stays
bag
on
of
there.
That looks pretty
frozen
good.
ass
And,
chicken
and look
fingers.
at the sauce.
It's
Look
the
at the sauce. It is cane sauce. It is
The
Chick-fil-A
McCrispy
sauce.
strip. So this will be McDonald's first permanent menu item addition since 2021. 100% white meat chicken coated in a golden brown breading with a hint of black pepper for extra flavor.
Wowie.
You can get them in 3 or 4 piece servings, each paired with 1 or 2 dips. You can also order them with the classic McDonald's sauces like tangy barbecue or spicy buffalo.
I'm embarrassed to say it looks really good.
I'm not on board
It
at
does
all.
not look good to me. The sauce looks good. The chicken fingers do not.
I could house about 30 of those.
Okay, you know what? I was going to jump on McDonald's for not having Sundays anymore, but they do have them. They just don't promote them well. Baked apple pie, caramel sundae.
Because ice
hot
cream
fudge
machine is
sundae.
usually broken.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Get your McFlurry situation under control, McDonald's. I'm coming for you.
And finally, before we get to the in memoriam and food news, Pringles has teamed up with Miller Lite for 2 limited edition flavors that will be released next month. There's okay, so you guys like Pringles.
Tastes great and less filling.
I'm not a Pringles guy.
I'm into this. Miller Lite and Pringles. Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Sign me up.
Okay, so check out these flavors:
Go.
beer can chicken and grilled brat chips.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Dude, you're crazy. That sounds great.
Are you out of your mind?
You don't
It's
know
a
what you're
great
talking about.
Bratwurst flavored Pringles?
You haven't had these weird meat flavors. Think about it. You're doing barbecue chicken or mesquite flavor. You're already eating
man.
barbecue flavored things.
That's
What
right.
did somebody give me once? It was the pizza flavored
Gonorrhea?
Pringles.
Okay, that's fine.
That's a
that
totally
wasn't great.
different animal. What are you talking about?
It wasn't good.
Disgusting.
That's a
This is
totally
going to be
different thing.
even better. It's going to be good.
Yeah, a bratwurst
not the pizza.
and a grilled chicken flavored chip. It's not that far from what you're already dealing with.
Yeah, man.
And you don't even get cutting out the middleman. You don't. Usually, when I'm drinking Miller Lite, my hand is well established into the Pringles can. You know, now I don't have to worry about that. I can just
Beer
straight
can
up.
chicken flavored Pringles
Yeah.
I've also cut my
and
carbs.
grilled bratwurst Pringles.
Give them to me.
Now I can't have these either. All the fun foods I am
just
going to
gonna
be
Grilled
say.
missing
brat
out.
Pringles have a smoky bratwurst flavor with hints of black pepper, caramelized onions, and beer. What?
That sounds phenomenal. Granted, I have the last 2 weeks I've cut my carbs way down, so all of this is looking very good to me.
Right.
And I'll admit that I might be biased because my stomach is doing a talking here.
I think this
But
may be
God
the summer of
dang,
gluttony
sounds
for me.
good,
It's
man. Tell me
I'm
how
with
it
it.
is. Somebody
I
eat
may
it for
be
me.
declaring the summer of gluttony.
What? No,
Yeah.
you can't. Your cholesterol's through the roof too. Okay, you need to get your crap together.
What was last summer?
Also, the summer of gluttony,
Yes.
I believe.
Right.
I forgot what it was.
Gluttony season.
It was something like the opposite. Summer of sleeveless shirts or
They're
something.
also doing beer braised steak Pringles, which will drop exclusively at Walmart.
Do we need a new Doritos
No, thank
flavored
you.
flavor? I mean, I feel like they got it pretty down, right?
Oh, God, I don't
But do we need all
No,
these
we
other
don't
chip
need any of
companies
this
are doing
stuff.
crazy stuff?
We gotta stop talking about this.
We don't need a new Pringles flavor.
I don't like new Pringles.
I don't like bratwurst flavored potato chips. Okay, with that being said,
Speaking of things we don't like,
Rafe and this week's E Memoriam.
here's some things some of you don't like. The E-Memoriam, brought to you by us. If you're not familiar with the show, every Friday we do an E-Memoriam, which is a lot like the Oscars M-Memoriam, where we say goodbye to people we lost. Sometimes it's listeners. Sometimes it's people that are divided over a certain subject. Sometimes it's ourselves. Whoever it is, they're always on the table. So let's get started with this week's E-Memoriam. First people we're saying goodbye to, little explorers. We had a story this week about an Australian woman who's kicked out of an Outback Steakhouse because her kid ran amok and was taking crap off other people's tables, and she thought it was rude to be asked to leave because she couldn't control her children. Well, we got news for the parents that think like her. St. Pangea lady, it's a Panera, all right? They're not discovering the lost Garden of Olive, and I'm pretty sure all the territory around this Texas roadhouse has been well charted. So why don't you keep your little Sacagawea and Amelia Sherhart out our business? Your kid's not brave, your kid's not bold, he's barefoot in a chili screaming, "Mommy, look!" while he drinks someone else's margarita. Lewis and Clark mapped river systems, lady. Your child just peed in a condiment caddy. It ain't the same thing. Magellan circumnavigated the globe. Your kid circumnavigated the underside of my table with a nose full of boogers and a handful of somebody else's French fries. Not cool. What do you think, he's like on his leapfrog, keeping an old-timey journal? Dearest mother. We landed first at Table 7, a strange land occupied by two elderly natives enjoying what they called a quiet meal. Naturally, we approached with no regard for personal space and claimed it in the name of playtime. They seemed displeased, but Mateo handled it with a piercing shriek that made the mozzarella sticks explode. Olivia then heroically crawled under the table, emerging victorious with a used napkin and half a crouton, which she declared sacred and attempted to eat. We honored her bravery with a collective tantrum over the iPad battery dying. Next, we stormed Servers Crossing. Olivia led the assault on the fountain of soda, climbing atop a chair to push all the buttons to create a mythical beverage, Coke, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Root Juice. The sticky trail we left behind shall forever be known as the Trail of Smeared Tears. What? Our journey was nearly thwarted by a local warden, the manager, but we eluded capture by running serpentine around the dessert cart where Skylar fell and screamed, claiming injury, thus invoking the ancient law of we're just kids being kids. We pressed on to the fabled land of Bootlantis, a deep leather sea of strangers' jackets where we crushed and dumped a Ziploc bag full of goldfish in the pockets of strangers' coats. Ha ha! There we rested, victorious under a table, while Mother told the townspeople, they're just my little explorers. Our work here is done, Mother. Tomorrow we set sail for Cape Target. Love, Thatcher. Farewell and bye-bye.
Wow.
Thank you, Thatcher.
I was right there with the kids.
Yeah, you can feel it.
On their little journey.
Their little journey, little explorers. Sit your kids down. Nobody wants them exploring. Next up, Rizz. Dylan, you son of a bitch. Found out Rizz is going to have to go see Bob Dylan after managing to avoid it his whole life this week, guys. He's upset about it. Visibly shaken.
Even my mother called me yesterday and went, yuck.
To console you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know what's bad.
You know it's bad when Mom gives you a call.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got to say goodbye this week to Rizz's ability to avoid one of life's most mumbly inevitabilities, Bob Dylan live in concert. For years, he's dodged it, dismissed it, lived a happy and full life, never hearing a 19-minute harmonica solo live. But fate, that cruel groupie, finally dragged him in, and soon he will be tortured with the spectacle of a haunted scarecrow gargling marbles. Rizz, who once thought he understood music, will have to spend 2 hours deciphering cryptic growls and God knows what.
And nary a hit to be heard.
Yeah, nary. Wow, wondering, was that Bob having a stroke or reinterpreting his own lyrics?
25-minute song on the assassination of JFK. Awesome.
Can't wait.
Play Like a Rolling Stone, please.
Yeah, here's instead of Like a Rolling Stone, he'll hear, because now he can never say he hasn't seen Dylan, merely that he survived it. Bye-bye.
But I will see Willie.
Bye-bye. I guess that does kind of pan out. It evens out.
Watch him love him and not be able to admit it after all.
I'll admit it. Hey, open mind.
Open hearts, open mind. Next up, new Pope. Maybe it could be Bob. We got to say goodbye to the Pope this week. The old school incense swinging, robe wearing, Latin chanting OG of organized faith passed away. A man of tradition, mystery, and let's be honest, some really boring Twitter content. But fear not, for it's time for a reboot. And the RizzShow has proposed a celebrity Pope. That's right, the Vatican's gone Hollywood, baby. Benedict gone, Francis, forget it. Now it's Pope Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's time. Forgiveness finally delivered with the people's elbow. Mass live stream from a cheat day at the gym, and communion protein wafers and tequila shots, blessed and electrified. Can you smell what the Pope is cooking? Or maybe Pope Nicolas Cage, delivering every homily like it's the last 5 minutes of National Treasure. The Holy Grail is in the Vatican archives. Midnight Mass is just him screaming, no, not the bees, not the incense bees. I'm Pope Castor Troy. Or, honestly, I think we missed this one. Uncle Pope Baby Billy. I think the Gog is up. Walton Goggins.
Goggins.
Oh, my God.
Dude, for Pope, you kidding me? Tan. Someone said he looked like the Grinch got skinned, and I can't stop thinking about it.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's a great way to describe him.
Damn it.
Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, damn it.
Yes, the skinned Grinch, Walton Goggins, resplendent in white, draped in gold, and ready to lay his hands on both sinners and the collection plate. No more Pope Mobile. Baby Billy's riding in a Cadillac, top down, holy oils glistening, pee out. You know he's taking it out. No more incense. He's lighting up fireworks at Easter Mass. Communion, grape soda, and a saltine. But whoever it is, for one thing, sure, we're done with solemnity. It's Pope 2.0, where forgiveness gets you a brand deal and a rosary and a limited edition collab with Supreme Amen and Action. Bye-bye.
I wanted, who did I say? Pope Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with Pope Hugh. I mean, we got into this on the number 2 show. Pope Buscemi, Pope Hugh, possibly.
Well, I was just spitballing. I fell on Pope Hugh Jackman. He's a song and dance man.
He is.
I want Pope Pedro.
Pope Pedro, Pope Neil Patrick Harris was also floated.
Pedro.
Dude, Walton Goggins is everywhere too right now. And you have no
But I didn't
problem.
agree to Walton Goggins.
Oh, if Gog and Pedro made an HBO show together, dude, I think the world will fold in on itself and we'll all fall into a wormhole.
Gogdro.
Celebrity couple. Pedroggins. Next up, the nickname. Nobody has nicknames anymore, we found out this week. Sad. A bygone tradition of brutal honesty and zero sensitivity, guys. So we laid to rest the ancient art of the nickname, a 1900s tradition forged in the fires of insensitivity,
Well,
blunt
did you guys
truth,
talk about this on Monday?
Yeah.
Yep.
zero empathy.
You know, never thought about it before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Nicknames
over,
are
man.
gone.
They're gone, baby. They gone.
You know what I think it is? Because we all have handles. You know, we've all created handles for our social media.
You think?
Scott, I'm going to still call you Coco.
Thank you.
Like Free Beer Dave is still Free Beer Dave, even though
Yeah,
that's
I
not
just
his
think
name.
legal.
I just think you can't do it anymore. Once upon a time, you didn't get to choose your nickname. It was assigned to you like a prison sentence by your friends or coworkers. Or the one uncle who saw the worst moment of your life and immortalized it in 2 syllables or less. You weren't Chad anymore. You were Nosebleed. Because you got one in 4th grade, no one let it die, even though the guy that gave you the nickname also was the guy that punched you in the face. You weren't Tom, you were Dumpster Hands. Why? Because you fished one sandwich out of a trash can at a party in 09. Now it's on your tombstone. Nicknames used to be Savage. Prosthetic leg? Hop along. Got pantsed at the wrong time in gym class? Got your bait and tackle smushed? Toadstool. Your cousin had a high hairline? 5 head? Forever. Forever. It wasn't about feelings. It was about branding you with the worst feature for life.
Yeah.
Now you can't call someone Stinky Pete without a lawsuit, and God forbid your name rhymed with any form of masturbation. Sorry about your life, Jason Tacker, the Tallywhacker. So R.I.P. to the nickname, a tradition that never asked your permission, never cared about your trauma, and absolutely stuck harder than your actual name. You'll never be Mike. You'll always be Snaggletooth to me. Bye-bye.
You guys ever have nicknames when you were kids?
Plenty. And I knew a Snaggletooth as well.
Oh, yeah.
They used to call me the Scooter in Little League.
Miss Scooter, because your name is Scott.
No, because Phil Rizzuto was Phil the Scooter Rizzuto.
Oh, that's not that bad.
A Hall of Famer for the Yankees.
I thought you pulled a golden retriever. at
No,
some
and there's
point
like a
scooted.
certain hey man, Scooter's on base. He probably runs quick, and yeah, this guy doesn't.
No. Scooter has no
I
wheels.
did not live up to. Didn't live up to the nickname.
Here comes the no-wheel Scooter up the bat.
Sorry about it, Scooter. Bye-bye. And finally, he had a good run. But we have to say goodbye to Moon's resistance to the scythe of the liquid shadow. Today we remember the brave resistance of our friend Moon, who fought valiantly against the creeping force that I like to call the liquid shadow. When he pooped his pants on Easter, that fateful Easter, he lost. For years, Moon stood tall, proud, unblemished by the great stain of adulthood, the accidental shart. But on the holiest of brunches, as kids hunted eggs, the shadow hunted Moon. He thought he could trust a fart, but the shadow had other plans. His designer Tommy John underwear, now baptized in the brackish waters of sin, shall never walk in the light again. He learned the hard way that during the walk of shame, you don't walk the same. Both he and Shaq. now share trauma. You clench with experience now, my friend. We say goodbye. And to commemorate this moment, I wrote an Edgar Allan Poe poem.
Oh, this is great.
I lost my best pair.
Called The Ballad of the Liquid Shadow by Edgar Allan Pope.
I deserve this.
Give me some macabre music. Thank you. Once in spring, when bells did chime and Easter brought its pastel time, there stood brave Moon, so sure sublime, untouched by shame, unsoiled by grime. For years he walked with pride unshaken, never by foul fate forsaken. For years, no trace of stain, no mark was taken, his undergarments pure, divine. But the day the bells did ring, the shadow crept with silent spine. While he lingered, stomach churning, suddenly there came a burning, a dread that set his bowels a-turning, twisting deep from inner core. Trust me, sang the gut's deceit, 'tis but wind, light and fleet. But folly, friends, brings quick defeat. From the depths arose the sign, the liquid shadow struck malign. That liquid shadow did awaken, crawling from his bowels door. Bold was Moon, his trust misguided, and the shadow's form collided with his pride, now quickly subsided as it seeped forevermore. O cursed trust, O gas so sly, that turned his drawers to horror's cry. His Tommy Johns, once pure and dry, now bathed in sin, condemned to die. In landfills deep they rest in shame, no longer dares to speak their name. Shh. And Moon, once proud, walks not the same, his stride now tight, his soul confined. For those who know, they too must bind. That liquid shadow did awaken. That liquid shadow did awaken. No salvation in his garments, stained and lost forevermore. He rose with horror, stiff and haunted by a curse no soul had wanted, for liquid shadow marks its victim with the shame none can ignore. Easter's joy turned dark and hollow as he walked alone to follow a path now damp, a tale to wallow through the whispers folklore bore. Moon hath fallen, children cried, to the shadow's wretched spore. Yet hark, the tale grows darker still, for shadows do not rest nor chill. They seek fresh prey to thirst to fill, and now they turn with ancient will to Lern, the sweet, whose leather pants cling.
No.
Whose 40th year the shadow sings. Beware, dear maiden, for terror brings the clench of fate, the sphincter's toll. The shadow waits to claim thy soul.
Don't point at me with your finger.
Godspeed, kind Lern, the clock doth chime. Your O-rings strain with passing time. And soon the shadow creeps for you, and your fans will fill with poo. No! Bye-bye. Now the real RIPs.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Oh, man. Come on.
I don't like this curse
That's
being
really
on me. I don't appreciate the poop curse.
It was a great crescendo.
It was very good.
Good job. Now the real RIPs. The Pope. He gone. Pope Francis. RIP, brother. We'll find out when the white smoke comes who his replacement will be, but we lost Pope Francis. We also lost ESPN commentator Mike Patrick and former Chicago Bear and WWE superstar Steve Mongo McMichael. And that concludes this week's In Memoriam.
Too much.
So good.
My goodness.
Very
Rizz.
dramatic.
That's so.
Wow.
Whew. All right, guys. We got to shower up real quick, and then we'll come back with your Friday fail stories. Way to go, Rafe. Good job.
All right.
8:41 Friday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We got a crash 55 northbound at Revis Barracks Road. Look out. Your point forecast, scattered rain and storms today. High of 79. Right now it is 66 at the Point Studio.
All right, King Scott's official bucket list. Now, for those of you that haven't been listening, we have compiled a list. We talked about it several times. And we have a new competition coming up with punishments. I know everybody's been clamoring for that. That's coming. We're going to announce that in a week or so.
Announce the Rizz Olympics.
The Rizz Olympics. There's going to be a set of events, and the loser is going to have hell to pay. But on the flip side of that coin, because we do love each other, and we do, believe it or not, behind the scenes, there's a lot of positivity on this show. The flip coin is we got a lot of stuff we can help each other accomplish, too.
Yeah, let's lift each other up,
achieve our
guys.
dreams. Let's lift each
Come
other
on,
up
guys.
and then break each other down.
Yes.
That is how.
That's the Rizz Show way.
That's the dynamic we're looking for. So we went over some of Rizz's bucket list items, and some of Moon's bucket list items, and people have emailed in. There's sponsors emailing in. There are fans emailing in. They're going to help us achieve our dreams. So it's become a community effort. So let's see if we can get King Scott some help in some of his. Number one on King Scott's bucket list, I need some explaining here, or maybe not. It says mysterious road trip, LOL.
Playoffs are heating up, and Underdog is the place to make your entries even more exciting with their brand new extender promo. So here's how it works. You start your playoff series by using your Game 1 boost, and with each game, your boosts keep growing as the series continues. The longer the series, the bigger the boosts. It's easy. It's simple. Underdog is one of the fastest growing sports game apps in the country, and you could play right now, right here in Missouri, right here in Illinois. Millions of fans have already won billions on Underdog, and with over 100,000 five-star reviews, the app speaks for itself. So here's how it works. You download the app, you pick a player, decide if they'll go higher or lower on stats like points, assists, and more. It's easy. It's a layup. And you can play with as little as $1, and if your entry is perfect, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So imagine turning just $1 into $1,000 with your hoops knowledge. Underdog is easy, it's fun, and it makes watching the games even better. Download the Underdog app now. Sign up with promo code Rizz to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code RIZZ. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
We are backstage at Point Fest, and we have the absolute pleasure for the first time of speaking to Ash from New Year's Day. Welcome, and it's great to have you at Point Fest.
We're so honored to be at Point Fest today. It was so much fun.
You had that crowd going. You know what I mean? How do you handle the challenge when you are coming into a situation where you know, there's a headliner, we're playing a little bit earlier on in the day. That is not an easy thing a lot of times, but a lot of bands enjoy that challenge.
We are one of those bands.
Yeah.
Obviously I'd love to be the headliner eventually and play later time slots, but I really do enjoy being one of the openers, even though it was hot.
Yeah.
Even though it was so hot. But we enjoy opening the crowd because, one, they're energetic, they're ready to start the day, and I feel like I can really get them to rock out.
Yep.
They're not, 5 beers deep and have been in the sun for 8 hours yet.
Right.
I do enjoy that. And I like a challenge. I grew up, I love wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So I always love the idea of being the heel and having to go out and turn the crowd. And I let the crowd kind of look at you like, who the hell are these guys?
Yeah.
And then have them in the palm of your hand by the end.
Absolutely.
Even if they're booing. Just kidding, but they weren't.
But the power of you know what I didn't understand when I was a kid and watched wrestling so much and
Are you a
now.
wrestling fan too?
I am a wrestling fan, absolutely. The power of the heel. You know what I mean?
I would rather be the heel than the baby face.
Right. But when I was a kid, I would have never thought that, never got how cool that aspect of it was. But it's the answer. So as a wrestling fan, you got to play WrestleMania.
I did. Yeah, WrestleMania 37.
Right.
Yeah.
So how many WrestleManias ago was that at this point? Because I'm not
one
sure.
WrestleMania ago.
So can you kind of talk about that experience and like how incredible, I mean, I know it was incredible, but like how did it happen, the whole thing?
Long story short, I was doing a songwriting session for our last record in New York, and it was with a songwriter that didn't really understand what we were going for as New Year's Day. And he was very polite. He goes, I don't really get you, but there's some metal guys down the hall that might love it. And so all I did was knock on their door, and they happened to be the songwriting.
HVAC.com, ANTONSHVAC.com. This is who I trust in my home with all my systems. And, man, I have saved so much from being just doing basic preventative maintenance, being on the maintenance plan with Anton's, their plumbing, their heating, their cooling. I mean, I have them minding all of my systems, tending all of the systems that make my house efficient. Now, it used to be super inefficient. Before Anton's, I had a house that was real hot in one corner, real cold in the next. It was just impossible to keep everybody happy, which was costing me more money. During the summer, I was letting the AC out. I swear I was cooling off the neighborhood, and I was heating the neighborhood during the winter. Had Anton's come in and do an energy audit and found out exactly all the weak spots, the inefficiencies, and the things that I could do on a day-to-day basis to make my home so much more comfortable. And that's what they pride themselves in, is total indoor comfort. That's their goal. Total indoor comfort for anybody and everybody in our area. So get on that preventative maintenance schedule. Scheduling your service promptly is a proactive step towards avoiding unforeseen disruptions and also is going to lead to significant savings over time. Check out their financing options and all that they have to make sure that your home has total home comfort. Anton's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Energy Experts. AntonsHVAC.com, ANTONSHVAC.com.
Okay, so let's go over Rafe's bucket list.
Okay.
So these are all the things Rafe would like to achieve.
Please tell me you don't have Dropkick on there.
I do not have Dropkick on there.
How about receive Dropkick?
It's on there now. Might as well. So we've been going over all of our bucket list items over the last couple of weeks. We've done everybody's. We did Lern's yesterday. We did Moon, King Scott, Rizz. And now we do a lot of stuff on the show where we punish each other.
Okay.
So we're trying to develop the flip side of that coin, where we try to lift each other up, help each other achieve some of our bucket list things, hence the drop kick.
Mm-hmm.
He's always wanted to do it. We're trying to make it happen. You're playing your part in that, whether he would be a good student or not. That's not on you. So this is my final list. And really appreciate all the emails, everybody trying to help us out. And
if you guys can help us out in any way with any one of these bucket list items, let us know. Folks, time for your Friday fail stories. All right. So all these people thought they had the perfect plan, but somewhere along the line that perfect plan went sideways, and it became an uber, an ultra. Dare I say it?
Say it, Daddy.
Mega.
Failed.
Not our best today.
That was
that was pretty
dude.
good. We were screaming out some emotions, man.
We all chose a different genre.
We did.
And I like that.
Screaming therapy.
Your Find a Fail stories are sponsored by
Moritz Royce Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizzuto Show.
So, story out of Japan is going viral after a music producer, his name is Honkon, Honkon. This guy, music producer, he saved for 10 years to buy his dream car. He paid $306,000 for a Ferrari 458 Spider. And he took his dream car's Ferrari. Took it for a spin when it arrived at his home on April 16th. Barely an hour into the drive, he noticed smoke coming from the car, pulled over, and then spent the next 20 minutes watching his Ferrari burn up in flames.
Failed.
Well, happy name.
An investigation is underway to figure out why the car's engine caught on fire, but...
Driving with the e-brake on the whole time?
He said, I spent $306,000 and all I got was a photo.
I suspect blinker fluid.
Probably.
It burns really quickly.
It's very flammable.
It burns hot. All right, it's a classic Friday fail when we're talking about a guy getting arrested for the exact same thing he was already in prison for. So here we go. Guys, meet Albert Dolan, who is 60 years old, lives in Orange County, Florida. This week, Albert hauled off to jail again for impersonating a police officer. 60 years old, still playing dress up, huh?
So cute.
That is so cute.
Still playing make-believe. Deputies say he followed a car down Stony Brook Parkway with amber lights flashing, making the driver believe he was being pulled over by an unmarked police vehicle. Albert even went up to the driver's window and asked for a license, claiming the driver was speeding. But here's where the fail kicks in. When the driver's like, wait a minute, can I see your ID and your badge? Albert refused, then said, all right, you're free to go. The suspicious driver did what any of us would do, called 911, handed over Dolan's license plate number. When deputies caught up with Albert, he insisted he hadn't impersonated a cop, but authorities say not his first rodeo. In fact, he has a history of buying old police cars, lights and sirens still attached, and pretending to be law enforcement.
What the heck?
So let's rewind. Back in 2017, busted for driving a black Dodge Charger with red and blue lights, zooming through intersections and telling real officers that he worked for the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the DEA. 2018, while out on bond, arrested again for impersonating a cop. Now in 2025, back in fail jail.
Failed.
Yep. So the qualifications of being the manager of a Sonic do not include being cool. So a woman in Oklahoma named Darlene Durham was arrested after she gave a 16-year-old female coworker a marijuana edible. They both worked at Sonic. Darlene was the girl's manager, and she says she only gave the girl the edible because, well, she asked for it. And the girl didn't just get high, she got sick, and she threw up and was even unresponsive.
Oh, my.
Somebody called 911. They came out, brought the girl out of it. She'll be okay. Sounds like Darlene only gave her one, but technically we don't know if the girl had too much or if it was just a bad reaction. Either way, the cool manager arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Failed.
Dude, this next story. Okay, so police say this is taking petty to a whole new level.
That's what police say?
No, I said it. But okay. Police say 52-year-old LaTrance Battle. She showed up at her ex-boyfriend's wife's workplace. So, okay. Ex-boyfriend's wife's workplace.
Okay.
Dressed like an ICE agent. Complete with a black shirt labeled ICE, a business card, and even a handheld radio. She claimed she was there to detain the woman, who's in the process of becoming a legal U.S. resident. Believing LaTrance was the real deal, the woman left with her.
Oh, my God.
But soon things got weird. LaTrance took her to an apartment complex instead of the sheriff's office and snatched the woman's phone when she tried to call for help. Fortunately, with the help of a neighbor, the woman escaped and called the police. LaTrance was caught by officers as she tried to run off to Alabama.
It's terrifying.
Now facing a laundry list of charges, including kidnapping, robbery, impersonating a law enforcement officer, and violating probation.
Oh, my gosh.
So let this be a lesson, folks. Impersonating federal agents and trying to kidnap your ex's spouse is a fast track to fail jail.
Her last name is Battle?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, cool name. LaTrance Battle is pretty
Battle.
cool.
Or is it Batil? I don't know.
No, it's Battle. We're going to church it up. I don't care what.
Battle.
But there were
what Grandpa says
multiple levels of POS in there.
Yes. Yeah. This Friday Fail takes us to Tyler, Texas. Who's been to Tyler? Anybody?
I have family in Tyler.
Tyler, Texas.
Tyler, Texas.
Well, here we go. And I guess this happened over the Christmas break, so back in December, but we're just getting word of it now. So, Tyler, Texas, an elementary school Christmas party ended with a mom in handcuffs. Police say Teresa Bernal brought Jell-O shots. Yes, the alcoholic kind. To her daughter's 5th grade classroom celebration at Jones Elementary.
We had them left over from Flow Trip.
I'm a cool mom.
Teresa claims, it looks like we got ourselves a cool mom, right?
Yes.
Cool mom.
Still awake from the weekend.
So Teresa claims she brought the Jell-O shots from a local sweet store, not realizing they were spiked with vodka, until after the kids started eating them. So they were all in festive colors. You know, your reds, your greens for Christmas.
You think she really didn't know?
Well, they came complete with whipped cream and strawberries. Handed out to students who soon reported stomach aches, headaches, and some even passed out. Things got serious when the teachers tasted the Jell-O themselves and went, oh, these are spiked. And the shop owner said they thought the order was for adults, not a school party, and even shared texts from Teresa questioning if the Jell-O had alcohol after the party started.
Teresa
arrested for reckless bodily injury to a child.
So they
failed.
The shop was under investigation, and they shared texts that showed that Teresa asked to be sure that there was alcohol in it, or
They shared texts with Teresa questioning if the Jell-O had alcohol
after the
party started.
So it does sounds like she could have been innocent here.
Either way,
She was ordering Jell-O things, and one.
I think there may be some blame to go around everywhere here.
I had a Jell-O egg on Easter.
How was that?
It was great. I wish there was vodka in it, but there wasn't.
I haven't had one of those in forever.
It didn't taste like an egg, right?
No, it tasted like orange.
Oh, in the shape of an egg.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Jell-O egg.
Which I'd never had before, and I was happy to be invited to that party.
Anyway, regardless of who's, it could be the sweets. It could be the sweet shop, and they didn't know it was for an elementary school party.
Yeah, if anything's like that, you got to be very, very buttoned down.
Either way, Teresa brought in Jell-O shots.
Jeez.
For fifth graders. School party. It's not every day that the mail gets delivered with a side of party fail, but here we go. Melbourne, Florida, just raised the bar. Police say a postal service worker, Kathleen Dye, was making her rounds when she decided to accept an invite to a house party on her delivery route.
Love it.
Now, according to officers, Kathleen admitted to taking a couple shots of vodka before getting back behind the wheel of the mail truck. What happened next? Witnesses spotted the postal truck swerving, driving in the wrong lane, tossing plastic cups out the window. Police finally pulled her over. They reported she was confused, disoriented. She told them she'd only thrown out a cup of water to mask the smell of alcohol. That doesn't even make sense. She allegedly explained her erratic behavior by saying she had fallen asleep at the wheel. Officers not buying it. After miserably failing sobriety tests, she was arrested for DUI and booked into the county jail.
Failed.
That was awesome.
And you know it's a classic Florida fail when a police chase turns into cocktail hour. So deputies in Highlands County couldn't believe their eyes last Saturday when they went after a man accused of stealing alcohol from a local market. The suspect, Richard Smith, didn't try to outrun the law. Instead, he tried to cheer him up by offering a can of Kettle One vodka spritz out his window mid-chase. Now, according to body cam video, Richard casually told the deputy, "I was just going to give you a drink, that's it." This is as he sped by. Hospitality points for the effort, Richard. And things got even wilder when Richard allegedly tried to ram two patrol cars only to have his tires flattened by spike strips. After crashing, he reportedly took a smoke break before getting tased and arrested.
I can't decide if this guy failed or succeeded. He keeps going back and forth.
Seems like to be doing a lot of what he seems like he's doing a lot of what he wants.
Even while being cuffed, he kept things, I want to say, optimistic.
Okay.
He asked deputies why he was being arrested and then, still unfazed, said, quote, "You guys had fun, though, right?"
Check this guy out.
What? He's playing a video game.
I don't know if this has ever been done. I would like to motion to take him off of the fail list and put him on the success list. Because even though it was a bad thing, I feel like he did it the best possible way he could do it.
He's living a video game.
He is now facing a long list of charges,
Well,
including
the judge will drop all
DUI,
that.
aggravated assault on an officer, petty theft, and resisting arrest.
Yeah, remember, he did try to run over cops with his car.
Yes, but in a fun way.
In a fun way.
And he offered refreshments.
Yeah.
And they liked him enough to let him have a smoke break before they took him in. So
Before they tased him.
he must have had some kind of charm. You know?
Judge is still getting a fail.
Dude,
Tried, Richard.
For some reason, and I saw this video again, it popped up. I don't know why. But I can't, every time you say they tased him and arrested him or something, I cannot get the visual of that guy a few years ago that they arrested, and he sounds like this old English guy, and he's like, "He touched my penis!"
Oh, that's the famous
succulent Chinese meal.
Yeah.
Oh, very well. You know your judo well.
Oh, what's his name? You want to hear it?
Yeah,
That's
it's Friday.
What am I guilty of? Having
my
a succulent Chinnis meal?
It's the greatest. I can't shake it
He
right
touched
now,
my
dude.
penis.
He touched my penis. His name, his face does it all.
Yeah, and by the way, so I did a deep dive.
Democracy in action.
I did a deep dive on that guy. His name is like Charles Doza. He's like a career criminal. Like he's like legit.
Wasn't he using like a stolen credit card to pay for the meal he was eating?
A succulent
Yes, he
Chinese
was
meal.
like a
Chinese meal.
like a lifelong criminal. He passed away recently.
Maybe that's why it
How
popped
did
back
he
up.
not get on my e-memoriam list?
I know. Maybe that's why it popped back up in my.
Okay. Here we go.
Just a moment, you just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. You're not assuring anything. You're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before. Why did you do this to me? Hop in the car. Get some cups. For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? How dare get your hands off there. Ta-ta and farewell.
Ta-ta and farewell.
By the way, they're trying to stuff him into a police car.
Like a coffin.
Like he is clearly resisting the arrest.
Two people have his
Resisting
legs.
arrest. There's like 6 police officers trying to stuff him into a car.
Like this, like straight, like a noodle.
Yeah,
Ta-ta.
I was told I could speak. No one told you that.
Get your hand off my penis.
I may have to-
Waiting to receive my limp penis.
I may have to hear that again.
God, I love it. I can't shake it.
Nice headlock here.
This is what I imagine.
Democracy a manifest.
The headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before. Why did you do this to me? Hop in the car. Get some cups. For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? How dare get your hands off there. Ta-ta and farewell.
That's it. They got my legs up.
I just picture Matt Berry doing this character.
Yeah, dude.
Ta-ta and farewell.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so Democracy Manifest, also known as Succulent Chinese Meal, among other names, is an October 1991 Australian news segment video by reporter Chris Reason. The Guardian in 2019 called it perhaps the preeminent Australian meme of the past 10 years. So the video shows a man being arrested by Queensland police at a Chinese restaurant. As the police forcibly detain him, he remarks, you know, he does all the, what is the charge? Eating a meal? So the guy's name is Paul Charles Doza, a Hungarian chess player, notorious dine and dasher.
He died at 82.
When?
Last year.
That's it.
Eating a
died Wednesday surrounding.
Choking on an egg roll?
No, he was battling cancer. He had many health conditions.
This is the cancer I was battling, people.
Moons over my hammy.
He died last
sickness
August.
Well, dude, his delivery.
Grand Slam breakfast. I was promised the senior discount.
His delivery is.
Oh, so this guy went by a bunch of different names. His real name is Jack Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
Born Cecil George Edwards.
In Urbana, Illinois.
Where's this movie?
He was being followed by an American Express investigator who identified him as a credit card fraudster and then called the police. The incident took place at the China Sea restaurant.
It gets better. This is a 91?
He died of prostate cancer on August 7th of 2024 at the age of 82. Yeah, that's it. That's the guy.
Well,
I'd never heard that before, and I thank you all.
Really?
Oh, you have
He's
to
a
see
hero.
it. It's
Yeah,
even
I
better
just-
to
yeah,
see
I
it.
had it
I'm
up.
excited that was your first time.
I know.
And you
Oh.
definitely have to watch it because the guy looks exactly how he sounds.
Yep.
Yes.
I can't explain
shared it
You
on
just
our
got to watch
Twitter.
Yeah,
So.
like a guy named Uncle George.
it. He's very regal. Mr. Belvedere is what he kind of looked like.
Yes, he does with the beard.
A couple more for you.
With the bushier thing going on.
2 more. We'll go with this one. I thought every family was only supposed to have one bad apple, but 37-year-old guy Christopher Banks recently got arrested in New York State for child pornography. Bad dude. Lives with his older brother in the small town of Nineveh. Cops raided their home and seized their electronics. So you got 37-year-old Christopher arrested, child pornography, and lives with his brother. Cops raided the house, seized all the electronics. The brother, 38-year-old Mark Banks. Now he's in trouble because while cops were searching their gadgets, they came across an old video of Mark getting it on with a cow.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Leave
Oh,
the
my
animals
goodness.
alone.
Can we just stop pumping animals, guys?
Oh, yeah. Now that happened.
So this family.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I read yesterday that cows have a best friend, and whenever the best friend goes missing, they miss them.
Yes,
and they
I
have
saw
all these
that.
emotions. Did you see it too?
Yeah.
Made me love him
Well,
even more.
what did the cow think of this guy? So the brother arrested for child porn while they were searching all the files. They found the other brother, a video of him getting it on with a cow. And he admitted to it in a written statement to police. He said he worked on a farm for 22 years and, quote, when I was younger, I had sex with a cow. And he blamed it on, quote, urges and claimed it was a one-time thing. So he's facing up to a year in jail. The brother's facing up to 4 years. They will both have to register as sex offenders if convicted.
Failed.
Ugh.
Find it hard to believe that you videotaped a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And still had the file.
Hugh Heffer.
Hugh Heffer indeed.
I got a fever. The only prescription is more cowtail.
No. No!
And finally, this Friday Fail comes out of Boca Raton, Florida.
The
Home
future
to the Rizz family.
Future home to the Rizz family, where a local man tried to buy a gun despite being a convicted felon and then told police it's Florida, as if it explained everything.
Honestly?
So this guy's name is Adele, is a Boca Raton resident with a felony record in New York, walked into a place called Palm Beach Tactical, intent on purchasing a 9mm handgun for $1,000. He filled out a mandatory ATF paperwork thing. Apparently didn't bother reading the report or the part about felons not being able to buy firearms. Background check flagged him for a felony. The sale was denied. Boca Raton police were called in. When police interviewed him, he admitted to filling out and signing the form, but claimed he didn't read it closely, then tried to shift the blame to the store staff for not explaining things. And he explained he wanted the gun to protect his business cash and didn't think it was a problem because, quote, it's Florida. Police reminded him that state lines don't erase felony convictions, and the I didn't read the form isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card.
I don't see lines.
Arrested, charged with possession of a weapon by a convicted felon and using false identification to try to purchase a firearm. So he spent the night in Vail jail before bonding out. Moral of the story, no matter where you move, don't ignore the fine print.
Okay.
I was born form blind.
And it's Florida. Is not a legal loophole.
Oh, it should be.
In this case.
Get on it, DeSantis. Let's make it
Oh,
happen.
that's Florida.
And those are your Friday fail stories. All right, we'll take a quick break. News and sports. Next. It's 9:10. It's Friday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We have delays 70 eastbound between 94 and it looks like Earth City Expressway. Also down in the south, we have a left lane blocked and a left-hand shoulder blocked due to a stalled vehicle 44 eastbound just after Antire. Your point forecast, scattered rain and storms. High of 79 today. Right now it's 67 at the Point Studio.
I'm seeing your bucket list here in front of me, Lern, and some of these are definitely achievable.
Yes.
Some of them I'm not sure about.
Sure.
Yeah, some of them are going to be tougher than others. The first one, let's just get into it.
Yep.
And, you know, where we welcome feedback. If anybody can help us, put us on the path to make these happen, please let us know. Because it's all about love and helping each other, lifting each other up, checking stuff off. Here's a big one. See Daft Punk.
Daft Punk.
Daft Punk, they're broken up.
They're broken up.
I don't
They
think they're ever
retired.
getting back together.
Right.
So,
But the weekend, even this weekend, or even this past weekend, the weekend the artist said, going to Copper Fire. Maybe this weekend, you know? Maybe you've been looking for a place to grab a drink and some delicious dinner. Maybe you got a big party. You know, there's a table at Copper Fire that is massive. It's right in front of where the bands normally play. So let's say you're like rolling 10 deep up into Copper Fire. Make sure you call ahead and reserve that table. They can accommodate you. And of course, get there, look at their menu online, thecopperfire.com. Live music there all weekend long. Like tonight they'll have live music. Tomorrow afternoon from 2 to 5 they'll have somebody, and then on Sundays as well, which is part of the reason I enjoy going over to Copper Fire. My band has played there numerous times, but I've also watched like Close Quarters. I know Dazed and Confused STL plays over there from time to time, and you're gonna know somebody. You know, it's Belleville. You walk around and you just know that somebody you maybe went to high school with or met over here on the Missouri side of things are going to check out Copper Fire. So you're going to have good vibes, good food, good drinks, that slushy bar, which is incredible, and live music. And patios for when days are beautiful. So go check them out if you never have. The Copper Fire on Facebook and thecopperfire.com.
All right, so the lead-off interview for Point Fest 2019, my guy Claudio from Coheed and Cambria. How you doing, man? Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
You know, I believe the last time that you were here, and I so wish that I could have talked to you while that it was happening. Coheed was playing a show at the pageant, and oh my gosh, the hubbub about your hair was on that day, man. Like it was so fascinating to watch some of your fans completely lose their minds about that. And I'm curious from your perspective because, you know, I mean, I know that the music is so important and everything that goes involved in this is such a big deal. And the hair thing to me seems like it would be something that you would be a little uncomfortable with as far as like the direct attention of it all. How do you take it? Do you just think it's kind of a goof and move on with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was just having a good time. You know, doing this for a living, you don't want to take yourself too seriously. And I know that that's something that a lot of people think with Coheed and its whole like concept and, it's just so inflated. But at the same time, it's like we're really just out here to kind of have a good time, and that was just a way to kill time and just have fun. So
what was amazing to me was that you had made a social media post about it, and then like an hour later, like all of the websites picked up on it. So it was just like social media crazy for a few hours. Like it just really caught fire, and I was like, this is about this man's hair. So I think today, if I'm not mistaken, even though Mastodon is not here, this kind of sort of begins that trek with Mastodon. And when I was reading an interview with you kind of talking about both of you guys going out, it was really cool to read and really kind of feel you a bit fanboy out about being able to be on the road with those guys. So this is nothing that's ever happened before. The first time that you've been out on an extended run with them.
Yeah.
But they've been friends with you guys for a while. You've been mutual friends, kind of thing.
So, somewhat. I mean, we've just kind of been in the same circles, and we've seen each other's bands on tour. Like whether it's in a festival situation or at NAMM shows or just sort of gatherings. So it just kind of made sense. I mean, both bands being these like kind of progressive rock, things that like, why not? So.
Yeah, one of the things you kind of alluded to it a little bit before, do you obviously have this intricate storyline that's laid out for these records, but I feel as though that you can love these records even if you don't exactly know the ins and outs of the storyline. Are you okay with that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all the songs are really written from like a personal experience. So right at the creation of them, they're all very real songs. It's just
the tech training, they know there are other skills that need to be developed to help you find that right job. Centric's Career Services team provides their students with seminars and workshops and other services throughout the training that prepare you for a job search, and they will help you land that new IT job. Over 1,700 companies have hired Centric grads. Ask for Patrick Nealon when you give him a call. Get all the details at centric.com/Rizz, CENTRIQ.com/Rizz.
Backstage at Point Fest, our first interview of the day is a gentleman that the first time that we met was in the restroom.
And we wasn't doing drugs.
No, not at all. Jelly Roll,
you got to clear that up in this area. Somebody be like, I wonder what they were doing in the bathroom together.
They're just going to assume that for sure. Even if we say we didn't, they're going to assume that anyway.
Well, I'll tell the story that I was stoned and waiting on a commode.
You know what I mean? That's for kids. Birthdays are for kids. All right, great. So it's your birthday. I'll meet you at Chuck E. Cheese. We'll play some games and have some cake. Yay. All right, welcome back to the program. Scott, is Scott recording things?
I don't know.
I wanted to ask him about are you recording things, Scott? Scott. Hello.
Scott.
Scott.
I thought we were
we're
in
not
a commercial
no,
break.
we're not in commercials. I turn on Scott's microphone. He's yapping about something.
He didn't have his headphones in.
No, I know. I wanted to ask you a question about the Mother's Day brunch.
Yes.
Are you ready to go?
I am about, I would say 75% ready to go.
So Scott's going to serenade all the women, all the moms, all the wives over at our Mother's Day brunch happening at the City Winery on Saturday the 10th. So what's the plan? How long are you playing for?
45 minutes.
Whoa, that's a long set.
Yeah, I got 3 songs lined up, so it'll be. Well, you know me, I love guitar solos.
Trapped in the closet, trapped in the drive-through.
But what's really cool is the second
Whipping
song.
Post from Allman Brothers.
Oh my God, great song.
The second song is actually, I'll be using an upright bass, and I can't wait for you guys to hear that solo. It's about 25, 30-minute solo. Very good.
I don't know what's the truth with him.
No, it's going to be fun. I got a ton of songs. They're very quick. They're probably 2.5 to 3.5 minute long songs, and just going to plow through them, have some fun, but also
And that's all we
smooth
could ask is for fun.
Yeah.
We're going to sing a song.
We're singing a number, and it's a great number.
And as of this morning, it could be a different song than what originally was planned.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we've already pivoted?
We've pivoted. But honestly, I feel like the song, and I'm veiling for effect, okay? I don't want to give it away, what we're doing.
Afternoon delight.
Not going to give it away.
Is it Islands in the Stream?
You know what? You're just going to show up.
Yeah,
I'll be
okay?
upset.
Show up. Bring your dancing
What?
boots.
If I sing that with Scott?
I will
Let's
be
ruin
visibly
Rafe's
shaken.
life.
Why?
If a Kenny Rogers song is sung without me, I will be very visibly upset. I'll storm out.
Protest it.
No, I think it'll be really fun.
I hate it here.
Get some banner or posters and go out and protest. And
Is anybody bringing their mom? I mean, you're not. Your mom's in New York. Is Jackie coming up?
I don't think so.
Oh man, I would love to meet Jackie.
My mom's actually going to New York.
Yeah, to hang out with my
She
mom.
is?
No.
Yeah.
Scott, is your mom coming?
But she may as
not
well.
that I'm aware of, but I will.
What's wrong with everybody?
I have an excuse.
Okay, I know.
So do I.
Yeah, so do I.
My mother will be there.
My mom
Good.
doesn't
I'm going to
wanna
actually go kidnap her at the house that morning. I'm going to blindfold her. She's going to not know where she's going.
Well, Mother's Day brunch happening at the City Winery Saturday, May 10th. Elevated brunch menu, photo op with us. King Scott serenading all the moms in the crowd with a special acoustic performance. Plus, if you're 21 or older, you get that signed bottle of the new limited edition Riesling wine from City Winery. And you get a complimentary lawn ticket to Point Fest, which is happening the following Saturday.
See, my mom's more of a host rather than an attendee. So what you guys don't know is that she's hosting the after party.
I would like your mother to come.
Oh my!
And if she wants, I will squire her.
Yeah, come on, Auntie.
I will squire your mother.
She's going to throw a rager afterwards.
If your mother needs a, if your mom needs
Tiesto is headlining.
a date to the brunch, I am. Okay. Okay. All right.
Are you going to bring meals?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Great.
she'll be there. Get all the details at 1057thepoint.com. Oh, when do we plan on you doing an acoustic song on the air?
Tuesday,
the Tuesday before. That's the day I get back from vacation.
Yeah, the day you get back from. So 22nd.
What?
No, that's this month.
Okay. Things are going
you know
great.
what it is.
You know what it is.
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. Time for news.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do some news.
And your news being sponsored by
Schicker Auto Group, your headquarters for American-made Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles. Shop local. Visit shopschicker.com.
All right, so a quick rundown of this week in science. Parts of the world are being treated to a cosmic smiley face. See that?
Yeah, I missed
did.
it. We talked about this last year, and last week, and I was trying to look, and the day that we were supposed to be looking, it was foggy. You could barely see the moon cutting through, and you definitely couldn't see the planets.
Well,
tonight.
I thought it was tonight. Wait, I thought it was 2 days ago.
this morning. Was this?
Oh, was it this morning?
This morning.
I missed it.
Whenever
It
it
rained.
was, I was looking for it.
Oh, I said the 25th, so I assume that meant
The crescent moon is the smile. Venus and Saturn are the eyes. You had to be an early bird to catch it right before dawn
That's us.
here in the U.S., and it was lying on its side, so it's not as fun.
What do you mean? It's still cool as heck looking. If you can
South
see it.
Africa is getting the full smiley face action today.
Come on, that's pretty neat.
Another space news, the Hubble telescope celebrated its 35th birthday. Researchers in the UK are looking at whether dimming the sun could help with climate change. Don't love this idea.
No dimming of anything.
Didn't they try this on The Simpsons? Didn't work.
This is unlocking a fear I had as a girl. Remember in Independence Day, whenever the big spaceships are coming through and it darkens out all the cities?
Yeah.
I really worried about that as a child and I don't want the sun to go
I don't like
away.
dimming the sun. And a cosmic alignment with a distant star gave astronomers enough backlighting to get a nice long look at Uranus. In eyeball news, which I know always Moon waits for eyeball news.
I do, yes. Scott's usually my eyeball
guys,
news guy.
in eyeball news, a team at Berkeley discovered a brand new color that you could only see if they blast your eyes with lasers.
Nice. Would you do it?
Can you
No.
see after that?
What color? Is it that additional yellow?
Is
or
it
whatever
laser
is?
colored?
Like red?
Only 5 people have seen it so far. They say it's a green, blue, like a super saturated teal.
Well, I'm missing that.
And researchers named it. So we got a new color, guys.
Tell us.
Laser.
Laser
color.
teal.
I mean, no, we already got teal. This is a brand. This is a new.
This is new
This is
color.
a new color.
But it's close to teal. Let's call it.
How do you?
Like some guy said, you know what? This color is going to be. I'm going to call it green. Somebody said, this right here. I'm going to call this blue.
Yeah, but if it can't be seen by everyone,
Is it real?
what the hell are we doing?
5
here?
people have seen it.
Peekaboo.
How do you know?
Well, dude, there's colors that people can't see already. People are
Peekaboo is
colorblind.
perfect.
No,
I
that's already
understand that, but if the
This they
majority,
knew.
if only 5 people can see it, it's like
So far.
if I'm like, this is a new color, trust me.
You know, there's like 30 women in the world that have like some weird, like super, it's kind of like a mutated cone where they can see an additional hue of yellows and reds or something.
That's
so they can
sweet.
see a whole array. Like the sky to them has much more red and yellow in it.
Do you want to know what the new color is called?
I would love to.
I would,
Peekaboo is a good one. We should have voted for it.
No.
Bluey McBluerson?
Blue is already. We already have blue.
Oh, Tealy McTealyson.
We already have teal. This is a new
Stop
color.
yelling at us and tell us what
It's
color.
called.
Cremenda.
Oh, man.
Izul.
What?
Hey, if I'd have nailed it,
Oh, man, that
that would
would
have
be
been awesome.
great.
It's called Olo.
Olo. That's
you
dope.
Like Beetlejuice?
Wasn't that the way?
That's Otho.
Oh, that's Otho. My apologies to the Olo
And that's
community.
R.I.P. Otho.
Yeah.
Yeah, only
Olo.
Otho.
O-L-O.
O-L-O.
That's
The
awesome.
new color is called And you have to wave your hand like a rainbow. Olo.
Olo. It sounds like it sounds like a hello from some island in the South Pacific.
Terrorize at a Sherwin-Williams store. I'm looking for Olo. This is clearly teal. Only 5 people can see it, lady.
Get out of here.
Here's your bucket.
It's like an electric mint color.
How do you know?
I'm looking at it. I guess I can see the color.
You can't see crap.
What?
You can't see it. You ain't got laser blast.
It has an example of the. This is it. I'm looking at it right now.
How can you give an example of something that we can't see?
Bruh.
You guys don't know electric mint?
That's robin egg blue.
That's Olo. In animal news, we found a new type of caterpillar in Hawaii that wears dead bugs like clothing to camouflage itself from spiders.
Wait a second. Let's go back for 1 second. 1 second. So you're telling me 5 people that had lasers blasting their eyes now have YouTube videos and all this stuff saying, look, here's the color that only 5 people can see. So they went through it to get this laser crapola.
Just to describe.
Just for the world to basically say, here it is anyway.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow, what a crock. Okay, sorry, go on.
Animal news.
Caterpillar.
A study found ancient crocodiles got so big they ate small dinosaurs. And in weekend news, a study found that apparently chimpanzees enjoy getting drunk together just like us.
Well, Olo to that.
That's this week in science. If you love your vehicle, you learn you love your car.
I love my TLX, yeah.
Moon, you love your new car.
I really do. I love it.
If you love your car and it's stolen, somebody steals your car today, would you go out and try to replace it with the exact same car?
No.
Well,
it
then
would
you
be a
don't like
sign
it.
of the universe that it is time to have a new direction. I've never had the same car twice. It's actually my tagline.
That's going on her tombstone. Here lies Lern Elwell. Never had the same car twice.
That's what you're known for.
Yeah, dude.
Gosh,
That's
is
me.
awesome. Oh my gosh, you were so serious. That's actually my tagline.
No, all right, Moon. If somebody steals your car and you had the ability to go out get the same exact car, would you?
You know what? I think I would right now because it's a fresh new car for me. I think I would get a different interior, but other than that, yeah, I would. I think I would. Yeah.
You think you would?
I
All right,
think
so a 36-year-old guy in the UK, his name is Owen Valentine. He woke up a couple months ago and realized that his car had been stolen right out of his driveway. He was driving it was a black Honda Civic, and he was gutted because dude really loved the car. Like, he loved his Honda Civic. He reported it, did all the insurance paperwork. Car was never found. So he went out to buy a similar replacement. And he found the perfect match at a used car dealership about an hour away. And he bought the car for $26,000. That's when things started to get strange. The car wasn't detailed, and there was stuff inside like a piece from a tent, Christmas pine needles, some candy bar wrappers. The debris didn't seem like trash. It felt familiar. But maybe everyone has built up like that in their cars, even the kind of candy bars he liked. But get this, Ewan was messing around with the car's navigation and saw that his address and his parents' address were in the system's history. He says, I nearly crashed, and to be honest, because I was in shock. My hands were shaking. My heart was pounding. Took it to a dealership, and they confirmed, yep, it's his car, same VIN number.
Wow.
Same VIN number, mileage, plates have been tampered with and altered. But the key was the same key that he had for his old car. So Ewan called the police. They didn't believe him at first, couldn't believe it. It sounds like the thieves did all the cloning work to change the car and then sold it to a used car place, which was also duped. So as far as I read, there haven't been any arrests. Ewan's still in the process of trying to get his money and deposit back for the car. I don't know what you could do.
Right.
Because the car dealership bought it.
Right. Unknowing.
Yeah.
But they aren't. That VIN number, they're supposed to really do their research and due diligence on.
Well, what can you do? Like, sue their insurance? Like, how do you do? Who pays for this crime?
It sounds like it could be a happy ending, assuming he's able to get the money situation sorted out. But he says he doesn't really feel triumphant because, I don't know, somebody still stole his car.
Right.
Have you ever stood around while CVS was printing out, the 3-mile long receipt and thought, come on, man, you're killing me?
Yeah, every time.
Killing me.
Was there this week.
But every time you think of that, then you go, if only they could email it, and then you go, I don't want that either.
No, I don't want that. And why is it so long? You ever look at one of those things? It's like your itemized items, and then it's a review, and then it's mumbo jumbo.
Somebody can make $1 billion, and here's how you do it. You make some sort of system that you sell to every one of these vendors. And it's a situation that has some sort of code or something, and it goes into a folder. Not my freaking email, not anything. It goes into a folder that only me and my tax guy have access to. Right. That way, if it's a receipt that actually matters here, you know what? It's 2 folders. You make a return folder and a tax folder. And if it's something that's a tax write-off, it just goes into that folder. Great. It's in the cloud tax folder, or it goes into a cloud just in case I got to return this in 14.
Yeah, it's called QuickBooks.
What are you talking about?
There's like an app for that.
Yeah, but I'm saying the stores, the POS.
Like as you're buying.
Yeah, the point of sale.
This is not the point of the story.
If I could hit send to my tax folder.
The point of the story is when you're like, come on, man, you're killing me with this friggin' receipt. It may actually be true, literally. Because health researchers said that the thermal paper receipts often have high levels of
lead.
Forever chemicals.
Oh, make it stop.
That's why Costco supposedly switched from that.
I've been rubbing them all over my genitals.
That's what I do too.
Well, it is such a smooth paper, so I understand it.
It's called bisphenol S or BPS. It's similar to BPA, which is in plastics. You've probably seen things labeled like BPA free.
Yeah.
So the BPS in receipts is hormone disrupting, and it mimics estrogen and can throw off the normal functioning of the body, including metabolism, growth and development, and reproduction.
Hey, Todd, are you growing boobs?
The chemical,
man. Ever since I've been shopping a lot at CVS.
Show me the receipt.
The chemical can be absorbed through skin when handling receipt paper, and supposedly holding a BPS-laced receipt for just 10 seconds can have, quote, serious health consequences.
Good deal.
And this.
So is this a serious concern or just a fleeting internet concern?
Or is this a fear tactic?
I think it's real.
Or is this big email coming through?
That's
Get
what
your
I'm
email address.
That's what I'm saying. CVS is trying to save
Walgreens
paper.
just floated this out there.
My roommate out in LA worked for a very successful producer, and that guy, when they would go out for lunch or anything, or if he had to buy anything, he always made my buddy take the receipt. He refused to touch them. He's like, you put it in the folder for the tax stuff. Oh. He's like, I'm not touching it. I don't want to get cancer.
Look at him ahead
of his time. So he already knew this?
Yeah, this is common. Pretty common.
Well, it's hard to say if this is really a serious concern. This is not a new discovery. Scientists have been researching the harmful effects of BPS for a while. In 2021, German researchers warned that it could seriously damage human brains after studying its effects on goldfish. Well, and it was known that BPS was in thermal receipt papers. That's one of the reasons they are not recyclable.
Time out.
That's true. Now you know.
Studies on gold. What are they taking receipts and rubbing them on goldfish?
You know what they're doing?
Chemical.
I know exactly what they're doing. Goldfish are swimming in their tank, and then they have one tank where they're not dipping the dipstick of the receipt. They're just letting that thing float around like trash in the ocean. You know, and they leave it in there and see what happens.
I don't know.
10 days later, they got cancer.
They might take the goldfish out of the tank, put it in receipt paper, and they're like, it died.
Well, just so you know, those thermal receipts are not recyclable.
It died.
Right.
So it's in the news now because the Center for Environmental Health conducted a study recently and found that many retailers are using thermal receipts with overly high levels of BPS. And they're planning to sue retailers who continued to use these without providing clear warnings on the receipts. If you're an employee who handles these receipts, they suggest using gloves. They're also telling customers to decline paper receipts whenever possible.
Well, that's exciting. I'm buying batteries or something like that, and the cashier has gloves. And well, why are you wearing gloves? Because I don't want to touch the receipt I'm handing you.
A lot of places are offering digital receipts these days anyway. If you want to create a new email address for them, do that.
That's not a bad idea.
Like, just do
Rizzuto's receipts at yahoo.com.
Rizzuto69 at yahoo.com.
That's taken.
Okay.
Yeah, I can assure you
Excuse
that.
me.
Already taken by my son.
Dude, speaking of Costco for a second, their produce is second to none.
Yeah.
What is everyone else doing?
I don't know. I'm about ready to get a Costco membership.
Dude, what is everyone else doing? Every time the wife goes to Costco, and we were late to the game, this is only like a year old, from mangoes to grapes to cotton candy grapes to anything, they are just killing all of our local people that we love so much. What is wrong? How is it that Costco can get such perfect produce?
Is it so much? Is it such a bulk of grapes? Like for two people, should I do this?
No, it's perfect. You
Okay.
can clear it in 2 days.
Well, I will say Deerberg's does better with their bananas because Costco's is always green.
Listen, we got to get to sports. We're running out of show here.
All right, whatever you say.
I I'm the keeper of the clock. Sports.
Presented by DraftKings at Casino Queen. Play, stay, and dine. Visit DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com for special promotions. Guys, the Blues did it. The Blues finally broke through last night. They did it in exciting fashion, beating Winnipeg 7-2 at Enterprise Center to cut the Jets' lead to 2-1 in the series. Pavel Buchnevich led the way with a hat trick and an assist, marking the Blues' first playoff hat trick at home since 2019. If I read correctly, the Blues haven't lost at home in a long time. Cam Fowler added a goal and 4 assists, while Robert Thomas had 3 helpers as the Blues chased Vezina favorite Connor Vezina. Whatever. After struggles in the third period of games 1 and 2, the Blues scored 4 third-period goals to seal this win. Game 4 is Sunday at noon here in St. Louis. The New York Jets selected Missouri offensive lineman Armand Mimbu with the 7th overall pick in the NFL in the 2025 NFL Draft, making him Mizzou's highest draft pick since 2011. So congratulations to him.
I will say I did watch the draft last night. I watched the first 12 picks because I wanted to see where Shedeur Sanders.
Notable.
Well, the big news out of it was the Browns traded
Huge
picks
news.
with the Jaguars.
Yes, and because of that, Jacksonville was able to draft Travis Hunter, the two-way player from Colorado. He went second.
Well, and they say he is going to. So Cam Ward went first, which is everybody knew that was going to.
Cam Ward to the Titans.
But they say this Travis Hunter kid is the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL.
Wow.
The fact that he's a two-way player.
We'll see.
He insists on playing it, but I guarantee you that happens for maybe 2 seasons, and then they're going to go, do you want a 2.5 season career? You're asking for it.
I don't know, man. The Jaguars traded a lot for him, and
I think
said
he
it
has
was a good deal.
He has the talent and the skill, for sure. But whether we're going to see him play 5, 6, 7 seasons, 2 ways, doubt it.
But besides this, so Shedeur Sanders is Deion Sanders' son.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a quarterback for the Colorado Buffaloes, and they were saying maybe New Orleans was going to pick him up because they need a quarterback, or the Giants.
Right.
So the Giants picked first, didn't get him. New Orleans had the 12th pick, didn't pick him. Shedeur Sanders was at the draft yesterday. He built himself a room. Did you see this room?
I just looked at it on Twitter earlier, and it's ridiculous.
So he built him at Lambeau.
Oh my gosh.
He built himself a room, and it was like money symbols. And what was the room called?
Oh my gosh.
I just looked up Shedeur Sanders' draft room, but it had like all the hats of all the NFL teams on a thing. He had like a couch that he had blocked out an area and had it all painted with like dollar signs.
Dollar signs.
What a tool.
And you know what? He was not drafted last night.
Yeah, he was not drafted. They expect him to maybe go in round 2, but listen.
He'll go early this round today.
He's very quickly becoming very easy to hate. Very easy to root against, which sucks because I want to like him. I want to cheer for this guy.
I've heard the crazy thing I've heard good things from like people are saying like he's really got it locked down, that he's got a good head on his shoulders, and then you see this and I'm like, are you trying to emulate your dad? Is this like the Prime effect?
Yeah, but Prime only became Prime after proving that he could be Prime.
I know.
Is it this?
Yes.
This is the room? And he's got his big old thing that says legendary?
Yeah,
legendary with a dollar sign above it.
And this gaudy.
Have we missed the idea of what legendary means?
I don't know.
And he had his own couch and throw pillows and was not drafted.
Whoops.
Happens. It does happen.
Failed.
Now,
He said he got up and left.
He did.
At some point.
Well, do remember that the last draft was it was quarterback heaven, and this has been basically
but the two
a flip
teams
of
that were expected to take a quarterback, and there was a quarterback, well, obviously Cam Ward, and there was another quarterback drafted ahead of him. So,
Giants took Abdul Carter. They were third from Penn State. Patriots then took Will Campbell from LSU. The Browns took Mason Graham, remember, because they did that Jacksonville flip from Michigan. The Raiders took Ashton Genty, a running back from Boise State. The Jets took Armand Mimbu from Mizzou. Panthers took a guy I can't pronounce his name from Arizona. He's a wide receiver. The Saints took Kelvin Banks Jr., a OT from Texas, and the Bears then took Colston Loveland, a tight end from Michigan.
Oh, so that was okay. So he didn't build it in Lambeau. That was at his house.
Oh, okay. That's
still
a little better.
It's still.
You have to admit that's better.
It's a little better, but still.
So he wasn't in Green Bay?
I guess not.
Oh, that's such a relief.
Still.
But when you're sitting in a room that says legendary.
It's a little dorky, but that was full tool status if he did it at Lambeau.
It's still tool status.
It's like promposal
when
status.
you're not drafted.
When you fall to the second round and you built yourself a legendary room.
But no offense, guys, he's a star college football player. What do you expect him to act like? This is how these guys are, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying like I don't know, man.
This is like the Johnny Manziel effect.
Every one of them that I've known has been kind of that guy.
There were a lot of very humble,
and that's okay.
Cam Ward went first, and he just was sitting in a chair.
Yeah, there were a lot of very humble guys that were crying and like grateful yesterday watching.
Oh yeah. Listen, I'm not saying it's not a tooly thing to do, but it's very different than building a room inside a Lambo. I'm Moon, and that's your sports because doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, building a room. All
right, thanks.
Legendary.
We'll take one final break. We'll come back, wrap her up.
So here we are, way back Point Fest, and the first band of the day is a band that, through the course of my life, I think I've seen your band 6 times, but we've never chatted and said hello.
It's strange that wouldn't happen. I know you mentioned Mississippi Nights.
Yeah.
We talked on the phone the other day, and
yeah,
I remember the club well. We used to have great shows there, but it's like anything these days. Stuff doesn't stay around as long as you would think it would. So.
I remember something specific about this show, and it's a little creepy, so I'm going to go ahead and warn you. So where I was standing at Mississippi Nights, they had the back door open, and I could see directly into your tour bus.
Okay. Sports fans, we just did the sports report that is sponsored by DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com. And now let's talk about the sports book at DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com. It's the best sports book in town. Go watch your favorite game, and not just the sportsbook, man. Enjoy the Bridgeway Social Hour before going to the game. And did you know they'll shuttle you to Busch Stadium for free? And for Blues games, going to a Blues game Sunday, go to Casino Queen first. They will shuttle you right over. Plus, if you decide to stay the night after the game, you save 10% on the hotel stay when you show your tickets. Or if you're military, just show your military ID, and you get a discount any time you want to stay at DraftKings at Casino Queen. They always have great monthly giveaways, and in April, you can win a 2025 Polaris Ranger from Breeze Lawn and Garden, and Saturdays in April, and the finale drawing is tomorrow, Saturday, April 26th. Somebody's walking away with a brand new Polaris Ranger. So hit it out of the park this baseball season at DraftKings at Casino Queen. Book DraftKings at Casino Queen Stay and Play Cardinals Hotel Package. This bundle includes 1 night in the hotel, 10% off casino dining, 2 cards, tickets, and free shuttle service to and from the game, starting at just $159. So call 618-874-5000 to book today. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Based on availability, some restrictions may apply.
So last time you saw the garage, the place was full of stuff. It was dirty, it was dingy.
So this is the inside of the garage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep some of this structure here and then kind of build around it.
And now look, it's a house. So now we got siding, we got windows, we even have a roof and a patio. So let me bring you guys inside. Oh, hey, you wanna come in? Let's go. It's night and day for what you guys saw before. I mean, this is an actual house now with rooms all framed at. But here's the cool part. We kept basically the frame of the old garage. I mean, that's all old garage. So this is gonna be a bedroom, huh? Can you see it? Can you see it? I'm gonna be sleeping right over here. Oh, let me show you my favorite part. The bathroom. And I'm gonna be right here, you know. Let me show you the kitchen. Yeah, washing my hands at the sink. Let's see what's in the fridge. Nothing. Pantry. This will be the kids' room. I know it's dark in here, but this will be kind of a mud room. After working in the field, come over here, take off your stuff, washer, dryer. There's another bathroom over here that if the dogs get dirty, wash the dogs off, and everybody's clean and can relax. Let me tell you about one of my favorite parts of the house. We even got a metal roof on this puppy. This is it. House is almost done. Well, just gonna sit up here, sun myself, soak it all in, watch the plants grow, and we'll see you next time on the farm.
Look, here we are, a Tuesday in St. Louis, Missouri. And
If you're thinking about a little more self-care, or maybe you just want to boost your confidence, I got to tell you about Parkcrest Plastic Surgery. Now, I truly endorse Parkcrest because their whole mission is to help you achieve your cosmetic goals, and they're all about natural-looking results. Whether you're talking to the surgeons or the nurse injectors, everyone's focused on giving you the best care with the least invasive techniques possible. If there's a way to get your results without surgery, that's what they will recommend. And what I love is that Parkcrest doesn't do cookie-cutter treatments. Everything is tailored to you. So you walk out looking and feeling like yourself, just at your absolute best. They offer everything, fat reduction, cool sculpting elite, smart lipo, traditional liposuction, and even a Veli, one of the only FDA-approved cellulite treatments out there. Want to fight aging? Their nurse injectors are pros with neurotoxins and fillers, helping you look fresher longer. And don't forget their full-service aesthetic center, laser hair removal, hydrofacials, permanent makeup, even Morpheus microneedling. Dr. McGuire and Dr. Kaplan are renowned in their field, and people travel from all over for their expertise. And I've seen firsthand how Parkcrest helps people find their confidence, and I'm proud to recommend them. Check them out at parkcrestplasticsurgery.com. That's parkcrestplasticsurgery.com, and see the difference for yourself.
All right, Point Fest 2022. It is Liv, and I am so excited. As you know, this is one of my favorite bands ever. The Struts, gentlemen, thank you so much.
That was
for
a
being
lovely
here.
introduction.
So
Thank
excited. So to start, I actually have a prop because I met you guys several years ago. It was backstage at a show, and Luke, you had disappeared for a moment, and I missed an autograph on my favorite piece of merch ever.
Oh.
Here we go. There's a badge on your bag as well with the Struts on.
Wow. So,
flag. The flag.
If you would be so kind,
Of
my friend.
course. Do you have a pen?
I do.
Prepared. Fantastic. Of course I will.
That's been waiting there
Since
in
2019.
anticipation.
It's been on my wall, and I'm like,
Oh, it's a
damn
big
it, I
day.
don't have Luke.
Seize the opportunity.
Exactly. I have you guys hostage, so I kind of had to. Thank you so very much.
Pleasure. I'm sorry I didn't sign it
You
before.
had a show to get ready for. That's
I was
totally
getting
fine.
ready. Oh,
you
that
were.
makes
You
sense.
were. You didn't just like bail on me.
No. Okay.
So we got the Struts here. You guys have a lot of new things going on this year. You got a new label. You got a new logo. You got a new single, which I can only assume, is there a new album in the works?
Yeah, we've been well. Officially, we started working on a new record like in February.
Okay.
And then we've sort of honed in even harder on the making of it since coming back to LA for the last, like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks or so.
Oh, wow.
The aim is to get it done by the end of the year.
Perfect.
All polished and ready to go.
So tell me a little bit about the contrast in, I guess you're making an album the old-fashioned way versus during 2020 when the pandemic hit and you guys quarantined for 10 days and busted out an album.
Yeah, it's very different. It's kind of getting back to, I guess, not what we're kind of used to, but maybe...
Struts is proud to be an official battle bar and partner of the St. Louis Battlehawks for their 2025 UFL, dare I say it, championship season run. I'm calling my shot right now with Hot Shots. Join any Hot Shots location to catch every Battlehawks matchup, home or away, and experience the best caca party in town. Their Battle Bar watch parties will be packed with giveaways, prizes, and more as the Battlehawks charge towards their first UFL championship. Bring your loudest caca and cheer on St. Louis's favorite football team with us. Be there for kickoff. Rizz, tell them about the game day specials.
Oh, man, so many game day specials, like the Caca Combo, which is a large one-topping pizza plus select Bud Pitcher. You got the battle axe combos. You got the battle bombs. Listen, join Hot Shots on game days, whether they're at home at the Battle Dome or away. Like the next Battle Hawks watch party is Sunday, May 11th at the Hot Shots Wentzville and the Hot Shots in Fenton. Celebrate with fellow fans, enjoy Battle Hawks game day specials, and cacaw with pride. Hot Shots, the official sports bar of the Rizz Show and a home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990, hotshotsnet.com.
And it's Rizz. We are backstage at Point Fest, and say hi to POD. Hello, fellas.
Hello. What's up?
I could hear him right now saying hello. Welcome back to St. Louis. Welcome back to Point Fest.
Yeah.
Great to be
St.
here,
Louis.
St. Louis, indeed.
In the house.
You like it here?
Oh, yeah. We've been coming here for many, many, many years.
Any?
I want to say a few decades. Yeah. It's been a while. For sure.
Any memories, special memories of St. Louis?
It is, but it's not a good one. We actually went to we were touring in a van back in the day, and we went to the movie theater by the train station. And it was like the only movie theater on the planet that's ever ran out of popcorn.
Really? I don't even think they had popcorn.
They didn't have popcorn.
They didn't have popcorn.
And we were like, this is how St.
popcorn.
Louis does it, no popcorn? What's up with that?
Our radio station used to be down by that movie theater, by the train station, and somebody got axed to death in front of that theater.
Axed to death?
See what I'm saying? Like, there's no good memories right there, you know what I mean?
And
popcorn, axed to death.
Popcorn, no popcorn, and axed to death. I think there actually is something a connection there. But that theater right now is still empty. I think it's been empty for 15 years now.
Venue? Come on. Wow.
I think
you know what the downfall of that theater was?
No popcorn.
No popcorn.
I think the poster for Dr. Dolittle 2 is still hanging.
What a trip.
in that movie theater.
But all in all, you know what I mean? We've been coming to St. Louis for a long time. You know, Pops, we always play Pops.
Oh, Pops is great.
That.
Well, we love having you here. Yeah. I mean, it's been a long time for POD doing your guys' thing. How have you survived all this time?
Wow. Well, you know, we take our vitamins.
Cardio.
Lots of water, cardio. No, actually, you know what? Just learning how to get along and you know, our friendships, you know, respect, and all the years of touring the world together. We're either on a bus, train, or an airplane together, and just respect, and like we're like brothers. We get along, and sometimes we don't, and learning to accept each other for who we are and stuff like that. I think that helps. I mean, there's not many bands that can actually say that the original core is together, and we are 27 years later.
It's a long time.
27 years,
27 years.
Yeah.
That is a long time.
I mean, we've done a few Ozfests.
I think we hold the record
here.
Yeah, we actually hold the record for playing in this parking lot. The main stage.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe you. How do you guys still stay motivated to play to play it live still, or Youth of the Nation still, or some of the really old stuff?
Well, people still come out to the shows worldwide. It's not just here in the States. And regardless if they speak English or not, they sing it, and it just makes a connection, man. And plus, I mean, there's no greater feeling than getting on stage and seeing a sea of people that you completely don't know on a personal level, connecting with the music that you created
and singing along.
Yeah, we're definitely a positive band too. So a lot of our music, I think, has definitely helped people get through some hard times. And a lot of times we get people come up to us to tell us how much our music may have inspired them to get off drugs or
and it keeps on impacting like the youth. Like, so the parents that are the parents now, like they love the message of our band, so they pass it on down to their kids. You know what I mean? Their kids grow up listening, and then it just keeps going and going. You know what I mean?
So that's all. So it's a generational thing at this point.
To see that circle.
It's a trip, because at shows they'll ask how many people have seen us before, and you'll see hands go up. How many people haven't? And like half of the room has their hands in the air, and you're like, wow.
Just think about 27 years. Just think the kids that were seeing you in the 90s are now growing up and are now bringing their kids to POD shows. That's got to be a trip to even see that.
Yeah, it's a trip.
So what advice would you give to new bands? You know, what is the misconception of it about being a big band, that the young bands would, man, you guys must get paid $1 gazillion, and you know, it's limos everywhere. And
there's definitely some peaks and valleys. And you just got to weather the storm, man. I think people give up too quick sometimes on themselves and their music and everything else. I think you just got to stay the course, man. I mean, stay true to what it is that you do and what you believe in, and just keep grinding. You know what I mean? You got to love it,
of course. This isn't the game to get into to make a ton of money anymore.
If that's all you're in it for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a byproduct of doing great things, but
because everyone's getting their hand in the pot.
Yeah.
And you're just like, wow, we had a nice big pie. Now we get this little piece, and we have to share it amongst
There's
4
a lot of
guys.
hands out.
So
Give me some crumbs, homie.
No, but so a young band comes up to you and says what, and you go, it ain't like that at all.
You know what? Like, if it's a young band, it's like, you know what? Make sure you get along with the dudes you're jamming with first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you got an attitude, get rid of it. Yeah. Because you're going to be gone tomorrow, straight
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean? It's frustrating, especially now. I mean, you know, there's the way you sell records, the way you do all that stuff, like Marcos was saying, ain't the same as it used to be. You know what I mean? Even that was hard. That was harder, I think. Now you get, you know, with all the digital age, that's cool. So people get a false sense because they'll do something real quick and then they fall off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't quit. And it's like, hey, if you're in it, you're in it to win it, not half-ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of bands break up or make a wrong move, and you go,
What's
man,
funny,
why are these
'cause
guys doing this?
We were just talking about this today on the bus.
I was listening, so that's why I bring it up.
Well, check it out. We've seen a lot of bands and a lot of trends come and go in our career.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the ska thing came and went. The pop punk thing came and went. Right now, everyone's on this Greta Van Fleet, like trying to be like Zeppelin.
Yes, yes.
And I like, oh, let me see. This band was popular, so all the labels are like, we need a band just like that one.
Yeah.
And when we were doing it, it was like, you know, there was a lot of bands coming out kind of similar to what we were doing. We get it, but we're like, man, we're like this old freight train that's just chugging along, solid steel.
It's like, you know what it is? Like, it's, you know, here's the radar. It's like just a little under the radar just to keep.
JewelryNinjaBling.com, the exclusive jeweler of the Rizz Show. Spring is in the air, and it's engagement season, and you want to start the rest of your life out with a proper choice, a good choice, More Choice Jewelry, the only choice when it comes to engagement rings.
Something that she's going to be proud of, but something that also you're going to be proud of. And I know a lot of us aren't thinking about that kind of stuff when you're going to look for an engagement ring. You're probably just thinking, I hope she's happy. I hope she's happy. But imagine this. Imagine she's happy for a lifetime and you feel great about the experience, about the purchase, about what you got for your money, because this is it's a big thing.
How about her showing it off to, you know, all her hen friends? And you're like, man, he went to More Choice Jewelry.
Yeah.
He actually gives a crap.
Really cares for me.
He really cares about you.
Starting it off right.
That's right. So More Choice Jewelry, go to ninjabling.com, get the phone number, get the address, make the appointment there. The exclusive jeweler of the Rizz Show, More Choice Jewelry, where you get the jewels and not the shaft.
It's Rizz, it's Jeff Burton backstage at
All right, that's it, guys. We landed the plane. We did it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you missed anything on the program, please check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. Also, the podcast, which is brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. And today's podcast is titled...
That actually is my tagline.
Oh. Okay. I remember when you said that.
Very cool.
Yes.
Point for me.
What was the tagline? I feel like it was more impactful.
I never buy the same car twice.
Yep.
That should have been the title.
I had that down, but I thought the
All
other one
right,
was
well
a
then
little
do that.
catchier.
I never buy this.
Then do that. It's a
Let's
committee.
You don't have to argue. He picked it. We don't
picked it.
bad.
I'm not
don't
bad-mouthing
back it
anything.
up.
It's a committee. Let's do
fine.
it.
What?
Never drive the same car twice.
No, I like yours.
Yeah, I think.
Well, they were both
Both
hers.
winners.
They're both me, but I like what you did.
I like that one.
I
Okay.
like. You're gonna like the way you
Whenever
look.
you see it on
All right, what
printed
else?
out, it
We'll
looks
figure
better.
it out. I got to get out of here. What else, Moon?
May 3rd, the show is next weekend, Saturday. Can you feel the punk tonight? So freaking fun. We've built this even bigger and better than last year, and it's a perfect opportunity to bring a family, bring your nephews, your nieces, your kids, whoever. It is such a fun exploration of all Disney music done, rock and roll, metal, punk, ska. It's so fun. See you then. Thepageant.com.
Let's party tomorrow. Washington Mo, The Alley, 8 to 11. My classic rock cover band's going to be playing. It's a really good time, and I'd love to see you. Thanks.
Rafe.
Yeah, go to Washington, Missouri. I've already got people hitting me up to be the DD for your show
Awesome.
online.
Rafe Williams
Just 'cause I
will be
mentioned it.
there.
They're like, are you actually going? Can we ride with you? And I'm like, you know what? Maybe. We'll see. Hit me up again. Go see Lern.
King Scott.
And before you go see Lern, make it a full day. It's going to be a really fun day. Come down to Four Brothers Mead in Festus And it's happening all day till 9. I'll be out there in the afternoon hanging out. But come to Four Brothers Meet. It's our 5th annual Seeger Blot. Dress up like a Viking, whatever it is. Have some fun. It's a great time down there.
All right. We leave you with a selection from our Team Rizz Member today, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. From St. Peter's, Mitchell Robinson is our today. And Mitchell wants to hear this song. And here it is. And have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday. Bye.
Energy up.